I struggled so hard to evolve from simp to human. Are you trying to drag me back to that life? Chapter 143. Why are you two here? Wendy Liang bit her lip slightly. Before, I didn't know how to cherish you. If now you can treat me like before, then after graduation, I can agree to be your girlfriend. Wendy's already said this much. And you're still hesitating? Tina Zhang interjected. She looked at me then said, Wendy gave you such a perfect way out. Don't act so cold anymore. Quickly buy her some gifts to make up. Do you know how sad Wendy's been lately over you? I smiled. Of course I know. Who wouldn't be sad losing money? I shook my head looking at Wendy Liang consolingly. Don't worry. Before, I was just blinded by greed. Won't make that mistake again. But I'm probably the best man you'll ever have the chance to meet in your life. You probably won't believe me, but all your future boyfriends will just live in my shadow. Hearing this, Tina Zhang laughed scornfully. Just you? You're just a rich playboy. What's there to be proud of? Don't tell me you think becoming barbecue chicken bro and getting some internet fame makes you special. Now everyone sees you as a joke. I smirked, looking at Lily with resentful eyes. Lily, being watched by me, felt a bit guilty. Bowing her head slightly, not daring to speak. I turned to look at Tina Zhang. Smiling, you should know. There are many people who wish they could be a joke like me but don't have the chance. Honestly, in my past life, I saw bloggers make millions online from one song. And that song wasn't even their original. There were others who through just one catchphrase made enough money to buy a luxury Cullinan. Then became life philosophy teachers. Tina Zhang said, I suggest you read more books. Not studying makes you sound really stupid. Who would want being laughed at by the whole internet? She burst out laughing mockingly. Enough, Tina, stop talking. Wendy Liang pulled her sleeve, saying softly, Luke, this is breakfast I bought for you. Remember to eat it while it's hot. I shook my head. Hey, you two eat it. If I eat your food, my little sister will get jealous. Right, I'll get jealous. Lily looked up echoing. Wendy Liang sighed lightly, then turning back to her seat. Tina Zhang huffed coldly, grabbing the sandwich from the table, pulling a chair to sit beside Wendy. Wendy looked shocked at the food in her hand, then looking at me full of guilt. Right then, Lily offered her remaining sandwich to me. Though I acted disgusted, I still silently accepted it, then ate it all. Wendy Liang felt her heart ache, like something precious had just slipped through her fingers. Ding dong, the class bell rang. The homeroom teacher led 2 people into class. Today our class has 2 new transfer students. Everyone welcomed them. I looked at those 2 transfer students. Couldn't help gaping, because I knew them both. It was Amber Xie and Drake Long. Amber Xie wore a gray-blue tank top, revealing her toned abs clearly. Below were short camo shorts. Long slender legs, full of power. Completely exposed to the air. Seeing Amber Xia's appearance, I finally understood why my grandfather sent her pictures. But none were full body shots. Her height exceeded 5 feet 11 inches. With shoes on, she was even slightly taller than me. Drake Long wore a white dress shirt, black pants, white sneakers. Looking friendly and approachable. Wow, this girl is so tall. Amazing abs. Girl, please kill me. Oh my god, those legs. Excellent, longer than my entire life expectancy. That guy also looks pretty cool. Feel like he's about to threaten our class heartthrob's position. Classmates below buzzed with discussion. The homeroom teacher turned to the 2, saying, who wants introducing themselves first? Drake Long smiled slightly, politely gesturing for Amber Xie to go first. Amber Xie stepped onto the platform. Hello everyone. My name is Amber Xie. Previously studied in Harbor City. The reason for transferring is because. She rolled her eyes around the classroom, then stopping where I sat, huffing coldly. She looked at the homeroom teacher saying, can I choose my own seat? No problem, right, teacher? The teacher remembered the principal's instructions. Reluctantly nodding, sure, find a seat yourself. Which boy will help her move a desk? No need, Amber Xie said, one hand carrying her bag, the other lifting a desk weighing about 40 pounds, then placing it right beside my seat. She glanced at Lily, then at me, smiling coldly. Hello, my fiancé. Amber Xia's voice wasn't small at all. The whole class immediately erupted in shocked commotion. Fiancé? Just started first love and already broken up. Wait, doesn't he already have Lily Lu? Why is there also a fiancé? Two timing exposed. About to become a war zone. War zone, burning this devoted follower. I forced a smile greeting her. Hello, hello. I already have someone I like. Between us is impossible. When the time comes, let's work together. To convince Grandpa. Amber Xie frowned, eyes assessing me from top to bottom. She said, you're saying you already have someone you like? I suddenly felt like being stared at by a tiger. Cold sweat running down my neck. I immediately hugged Lily tightly, pointing, it's her. I already said, I'll be with her this whole life. Lily's face immediately flushed, but her eyes still firmly looked at Amber Xie. Yes, he's my boyfriend, absolutely won't give him to you. Trashy man. Amber Xie huffed coldly. Yesterday you told Grandpa you wanted 2 kids in 3 years. The whole class turned to look at me with stunned eyes. Even Lily's eyes widened in surprise. The homeroom teacher coughed lightly twice, pulling back students' attention. That student, your turn to introduce yourself. Drake Long glared at me. Last time it was Chloe Zhang. Now it's Amber Xie, plus Lily Lu. Why do those 3 girls all revolve around Luke Lu? He took a deep breath, trying to calm down, slowly stepping onto the platform. Hello everyone. My name is Drake Long. Previously I studied in the countryside. Very honored to become everyone's classmate. Hope in the coming days we can study together, progress together. Teacher, can I also choose my seat? The homeroom teacher hesitated, but finally nodded. Drake Long lifted a desk with one hand, walking straight toward me. Amber Xia's eyes widened slightly. She looked at me, voice cold. Look at him, core strength so good. Then look at you, weak and pathetic. All fake and empty. Late night snacks are what make me happy. What the hell do you understand? I retorted. Besides, how do you know I'm fake? Amber Xia's eyes turned cold. Smiling slightly. Got guts? Then let's go outside for a one-on-one match. Chapter 144. What the hell? I pouted. What kind of girl? Always wanting to compete with others? While Lily is sweet, soft, adorable, without a trace of killing intent. Seeing me a bit scared, Amber Xie shook her head disdainfully. Don't understand why Grandpa would like someone without any backbone like him. Drake Long didn't know anyone in class. He carried the desk to the back row, sitting beside Ethan Cheng. Seeing everyone settled, the teacher began lecturing as usual. I bowed my head to the desk, secretly taking out my phone, opening the Loving Family group chat, wanting to see exactly what this 2 kids in 3 years was about. I absolutely didn't remember saying that. Taking a deep breath, in my heart I began guessing a few things. If it wasn't Dad Kenneth Lu being manipulative, then probably Summer made it up. I opened the chat, scrolling up to see unread messages. After I messaged that I wasn't affected by the cyberbullying, everyone still continued discussing. Summer had tried changing the topic twice, but both failed, until Grandpa spoke up asking about Amber Xia's situation. He said arranging her school enrollment was already completed, and skillfully expressing his wish in his remaining years to see his granddaughter marry and hold great-grandchildren. Dad Kenneth Lu even staged his own show, bragging about how much effort it took to convince me. I put the phone down. I could only sigh. This father truly excels at sabotaging his son. I looked at Amber Xie, saying softly, that 2 kids in 3 years wasn't what I said. Believe me? Amber Xie shrugged indifferently. She pulled out her phone taking a picture of me, saying quietly, from now until 8 p.m., can't be more than 15 feet from me. Otherwise, if Grandpa doesn't see you, I'll have my entire gun collection confiscated. Her eyes cold. I'm a smart person. I jerked, What? What's with this picture taking? Grandpa will randomly text me, ordering me to send a photo of you within 3 minutes. If late, he'll confiscate my entire weapon collection. Amber Xie said calmly. What if I need the restroom? I asked. Amber Xie's face broke into a smile. Go after 8 p.m. Otherwise, you definitely won't want knowing the consequences. I glanced at Amber Xie's full chest, along with her toned abs showing every line, and powerful attractive legs. Couldn't help raising my eyebrows. If you say so, then I'm actually getting curious. Planning to use barehanded martial arts? Or that deadly leg chokehold? Amber Xie shook her head helplessly. She quickly figured out my little thoughts, huffing lightly then saying coldly, I'll use this method. Just finishing. She pulled out from behind her back a mini handcuff. One end cuffed to my wrist, the other end locked to the desk leg. Lily, seeing me locked tight, unable to move, nodded thoughtfully like pondering something. One class period passed very quickly. The dismissal bell rang. Drake Long walked before me, his eyes full of resentment, saying quietly, You kicked me out of Riverside City, right? Didn't expect me back so fast, huh? I was extremely surprised. I only worried about my third sister's safety, so didn't let him wandering around Riverside TCM Hospital. Never told him to leave Riverside City. Amber Xie turned looking at me. A student from the countryside. And you bullied him, drove him away. She narrowed her eyes, voice cold. You truly think you're above heaven and earth? Hearing that, my eyes immediately turned cold. I took a photo of myself cuffed, then sending it to Grandpa Tiger Xie. Then immediately calling, Hello. His voice rang out warmly. Where's my good grandson been these days? Why so long without visiting Grandpa? Did you meet little Amber yet? How is she? Very pretty, right? Not bragging, but in the unit, there's a bunch of guys pursuing her. Grandpa, first you should worry about your good grandson here. I turned on speakerphone, Tiger Xia's gentle voice echoing throughout the classroom. Hearing his tender voice on the phone, Amber Xie suddenly froze. She looked briefly confused, not sure whose grandpa this was anymore. His voice speaking to me was even warmer than when speaking to her mother. I immediately complained, Dear Grandpa, your grandson was peacefully treating your illness. Why did you send me a girl with such mental issues? I already sent you the photo, giving you 3 minutes to explain. Hearing me say this, Tiger Xie couldn't help swallowing, taking 2 deep breaths, hesitating a long while before opening the chat window with me, then viewing the photo I sent. In the picture, my hand was cuffed tightly to the desk leg, forced to bend over, half my body lying on the desk. Below the image was my latest message. I thought standing upright was a man's dignity. Who knew I don't have that? Looking at the photo on screen, Tiger Xia's heart felt dead. He only told his granddaughter to take down Luke Liu. Not literally take him down. He stayed silent a long while, saying softly, Finding Luke now is very hard. My granddaughter has never loved anyone before. Plus raised by Tiger Xie Jr. since childhood. You understand what I mean. Chapter 145. I have my own rhythm. Hearing his words, I looked at Amber Xie from head to toe. Then laughing, when you say it like that, I understand. Amber Xie frowned puzzled. I only trained with Uncle Tiger Jr. Why say I was raised by Tiger Jr.? What kind of code is this? I hung up, handing the phone to Lily. Help me take a few more photos. I turned saying to Ethan Cheng, Hey. Going to the restroom. Just saying that, lifting the entire desk. Walking straight out the door. Lily understood my meaning, starting to photograph me, carrying the desk into the restroom, capturing every angle, to the point that she almost followed me into the men's room. I flicked her forehead painfully. Mason Jiang also followed with Lily to the restroom entrance. Normally Lily was so cold and aloof, yet when with me, became silly and adorable like a little girl. Seeing her naive appearance, I could only smile bitterly. These two siblings are so close. It makes people suspicious. Drake Long still silently followed behind me. Seeing Lily's silly smile, his heart beat erratically. He stepped forward, smiling gently like a spring breeze. Hello, you're Lily Lu, right? I heard your grades rank first in the year. If I don't understand something, can I ask you? The smile on Lily's lips immediately vanished. Her voice cold, no. If you have questions, ask the teacher. But teachers aren't always in the office. I'm a student from the countryside. The only hope of my entire village. I just want getting into a good university. So later I can repay the teachers who taught me. Right then I just finished using the restroom. Carrying the desk walking out. Hearing Drake Long's words. I raised my eyebrows slightly. No wonder in the original story, Drake Long could get close to Lily Lu. Because Lily herself was also a girl from the countryside. She always worked hard studying. Just hoping to repay the teachers who once taught her. Precisely because of this shared background. As they interacted more, Drake Long gradually knocked on Lily Lu's heart. Lily didn't bother with Drake Long's words. Her eyes directed at my back. The coldness on her face gradually melted, quickly transforming into an innocent young girl's smile. Brother. Lily ran to my side. I shook my hands dry. Then extending my index finger tapping before her face. Small water droplets splashing onto Lily's face. She pouted, shaking her head several times. I wrapped my arm around her slender waist. Then looking at Drake Long with provocative eyes. Drake Long pretended, showing failure. Silently stepping into the restroom. When passing by me, he leaned close, using a voice only we could hear. Whispering, "Never expected you'd use self-deprecation to win back my attention. Barbecue chicken bro, we have a long way to go." I shrank my neck back. Seems this barbecue chicken bro nickname won't escape. During class 1 also browsed short videos. Now the hottest video was still my bizarre song. Ranking second was the clip of that guy lifting me on his shoulders. Then shouting, "Everyone look at me." Third was numerous official accounts, using my background music to make parody videos everywhere. Fourth was the famous Riverside barbecue place. Replaying that song, singing the melancholic sadness of high school graduation farewells. The first 3 video titles were all bolded, plus had flame icons. From 4th to 10th place. Just small faded gray text. Honestly, without my bizarre song yesterday, today Drake Long's song would have climbed to first place. Looking at his retreating back, I frowned slightly, though I'm not a psychologist. I think Drake Long better check if something's wrong with his head. The world is so vast. Why must he target me? To find his meaning of existence. Brother, your hand. Lily blushed, whispering softly, because the desk was still quite heavy. My hands unconsciously exerted force. The hand had slipped from her waist, gradually sliding up to her stomach, and still continuing upward. Sorry, I quickly released my hand. Just now was thinking about Drake Long. Lily breathed with relief, smiling. Brother, let me help you carry the desk. Just saying, she rolled up her sleeves, showing the bit of muscle on her arm. I pinched her cheek lightly. The muscle on your arm has less meat than on your cheek. I raised my eyebrows. It's just a desk. Believe me or not, I can carry it back without any effort. Finishing, she immediately nodded. I believe you. Lily held my hand. As long as you say it, even if the sun rises from the west, I'll believe. I shook my head lightly. This silly girl must watch carefully, or she'll be tricked by some guy named Shu. Returning to the classroom, Amber Shia's beautiful face was dark as coal, because she'd just been scolded by Grandpa Tiger Xie. On the phone, even ordered her to unlock my handcuffs, and must get my forgiveness. I carried the desk back to my seat, whistling teasingly. I thought you were truly dominating the world. Never expected someone could still handle you. Amber Xie suddenly smiled, saying softly, I already told Grandpa. This is young people's emotions. I have my own rhythm. I'll definitely make you love me. So temporarily Grandpa won't interfere with us. Understand? My fiancé. Oh my God. Truly Uncle Tiger Jr.'s style. I looked at her from head to toe, full of disbelief. Impossible. I absolutely won't love you. He's my boyfriend. He won't abandon me. Lily sat directly on my thigh, hugging my arm tightly. Amber Xie raised her eyebrows slightly, smiling. Just now I also asked Grandpa. You're Luke's sister, right? Though you two are siblings. But you clinging to my fiancé like this is a bit inappropriate. Lily huffed softly. We don't have blood relation. So now it's fair competition. Seeing Lily's proud manner, I pinched her cheek lightly. This little brat is truly hard to teach. Not wasting my affection. Seems there really is something. Amber Xie frowned slightly. She suddenly remembered. She still hadn't asked Grandpa about their blood relationship. She turned looking at me, asking suspiciously, "You're not that depraved, are you? Not even sparing your own blood sister?" I rested my head on Lily's shoulder, wrapping my arm around her waist, smiling. Sorry, I'm a sister complex. Chapter 146. A catfish just crawled in. Amber Xie stayed silent all morning, occasionally glancing at Lily sitting in my lap listening to the lesson, while I rested my head on her shoulder sleeping soundly, looking around, except for Drake Long's strange gaze. Others, including the teacher, all seemed too accustomed to this scene. While I slept, she secretly unlocked my handcuffs. Lily grasped my relaxed hand, placing it on her thigh, even glancing at Amber Xie with challenging eyes. The lunch dismissal bell rang. I gently rubbed Lily's stomach, feeling starved. Lily invited everyone to eat together. Drake Long walked before Amber Xie. Amber, we're both new transfer students today. Haven't gotten to know anyone in class yet. How about eating together? Amber Xie shook her head lightly, looking at me saying, I'll eat with that pervert. Thinking Drake Long came from the countryside. Probably his first time in Riverside City would be overwhelming. She added, the school issued everyone a blue meal card. There's a card reader at the cafeteria entrance. Just tell the server what you want. They'll calculate the price. Then you just swipe the card. If you run out of money, go to the recharge counter in the cafeteria corner to add more. Drake Long opened his mouth, throat tight. Does this Amber Xie really see him as some country bumpkin who's never seen the world? Classmate, when you say that, I still feel confused. After all, we still have to queue for food. Might as well go together, queue together. Then, we'll sit at a table near them. Seeing Drake Long's expectant gaze, Amber Xie found it momentarily hard to refuse. She nodded slightly, agreed. Let's go, at lunchtime. Every student rushed, afraid of arriving late and waiting in long lines, while our group walked leisurely, not at all worried about waiting. Drake Long walked close beside Amber Xie, looking at her outfit today, then casually discussing military topics. Unexpectedly, this interested Amber Xie. She began enthusiastically discussing current military situations. Drake Long didn't know much about that field, but had deep knowledge of traditional culture and national history. When Amber Xie discussed current international situations, Drake Long could always provide similar historical examples, then recounting how ancients resolved such issues. The Great Summer has 5,000 years of history. Though science and technology develop, history always repeats itself. Today's leaders, handling international issues, compared to historical predecessors, both similar, yet different, using history as a mirror, knowing others and ourselves, viewing the world from that angle, will better understand current operations. Amber Xie listened with growing excitement. Her gaze at Drake Long softened, occasionally breaking into clear laughter. I glanced behind, eyes like a predator. If Drake Long truly takes this opportunity to get close to Amber Xie, then even if I win over her grandpa, can't compare to their blood relation. Don't tell me I really have to court Amber Xie? Moreover, Amber Xie getting into Riverside High School could still be accepted, but Drake Long, how did he get in? Entering the cafeteria, because our group walked slowly. The food counter was already packed with people. Seeing the long queue before us, Drake Long glanced at me, smiling coldly. If I cut in line, my image in Amber Xie's eyes will collapse. But if I don't cut, can only watch her and Drake Long comfortably chatting together. Just now I already saw. When they talked, Amber Xie even smiled. while I could only glance at them a few times. Clearly I've entered Drake Long's crosshairs. I turned looking at Amber Xie, then leading everyone straight upstairs to the private room area. Drake Long froze, then also hurrying to follow. There's no cafeteria on the second floor. You just stay down there and queue for food. If you don't know how to use the meal card, just ask classmates around, Amber Xie said. Drake Long thought a moment, his face showing disappointment. Thank you, classmate Amber Xie. Talking with you made me feel more integrated into this school. Earlier I told you about the bronze door on Changbai Mountain. Behind it hides a huge secret. So next time we have a chance, let's continue talking. Amber Xie hesitated briefly. That big secret indeed. Sounds very intriguing. I don't know the door's secret, but missing lunch with Luke Liu, that's the real regret. I laughed out loud. Amber Xie smiled naively, but ultimately still followed me upstairs. Before leaving, she told Drake Long to wait until afternoon dismissal. She'd find him. Entering the private room, Principal Howard was already sitting in the guest chair from early on, waiting for me. After I closed the door, looking at Principal Howard, asking about today's transfer student, who Drake Long was. Principal Howard originally thought I truly found him for lunch, felt a bit pleasantly surprised. Hearing my question, he looked at me wearily then answered, he's someone arranged by higher-ups. Heard he's a student from Union City. I frowned slightly. Union City's educational resources aren't inferior to Riverside City. If truly wanting to study, just study at Union City High School. I sighed lightly. Seems Drake Long indeed targeted me to come here. Do you know anything else? I asked again. Principal Howard thought a moment, then answering that besides the fact he currently lives in a residential area near our school, has no parents at home, and has extremely excellent medical skills. Didn't know anything more. A residential area near school? I couldn't help rubbing my forehead. The residential area near school only has the place I arranged for Amber Lee to live. In the original plot, Drake Long toward Amber Lee also had considerable interest. I originally didn't plan interfering with others' love affairs, but Drake Long is very skilled at winning people over. Or more accurately, besides his womanizing nature, his personal charisma is very strong. Though involved with multiple girls simultaneously, he can still arrange his time perfectly. I glanced at Principal Howard. Principal Howard immediately said, if he doesn't break rules, I also can't expel him. Moreover, his class was already designated. I huffed lightly, but thinking carefully, keeping him right before my eyes to observe might be safer. Why do you want targeting a student from the countryside? Amber Xie asked. She felt a bit uncomfortable seeing me intending to pressure a disadvantaged student. A countryside student who can make higher ups. Send him to study at Riverside High School, plus have his class designated. That head on his neck definitely isn't just for decoration. Sometimes you should exercise it a bit, treasure. Otherwise, when the time comes, even ghosts visiting you will cry and run away. I ignored that teasing remark, though dissatisfied with my way of speaking. Amber Xie still felt I had a point. An ordinary countryside student absolutely couldn't make higher ups personally help, let alone arranging study in a different city. She asked further, do you think he has problems? Amber Xie said curiously, does he come to Riverside City with some secret he can't reveal? I looked at Lily bowing her head silently eating beside me. That secret truly cannot be revealed. Drake Long came here precisely targeting my sisters. This morning while I waited for her using the restroom, he already came chatting me up. I nodded slightly. That scene of him chatting this morning, I also saw it. He said wanting me to tutor him, wanting to repay his former teachers well. But I don't want wasting time away from brother. Lily looked up, face full of expectation for praise, casually pushing a plate of boiled white shrimp before me. I pinched her cheek lightly. You're learning bad habits from fourth sister. Lily swung her legs smiling. But shrimp you peel tastes sweeter. I peeled shrimp for her then dipped it in soy sauce and vinegar, placing it on Lily's plate. She smiled silly. Shrimp you peel is absolutely delicious. I want more. I felt somewhat helpless while peeling shrimp for her. Also thinking about Drake Long's situation. Most likely in Union City. He used his medical skills to befriend someone with local influence. How to find that person and make them turn against Drake Long. I still need thinking of more methods. I turned looking at Amber Xie, asking if just now Drake Long spoke with her about military topics. Mentioning this, Amber Xie immediately became enthusiastic. She had quite deep knowledge about modern military affairs, completely different from someone whose head was full of sisters like me. I laughed lightly. Say nothing more. If you tell America's men don't understand military affairs, he'll definitely invite you for 2 ounces of liquor to discuss this clearly with you once. That pervert this weekend. Then follow me home for dinner, Amber Xie commanded. This weekend. I'm still busy with little sister, won't have time. I immediately refused. Amber Xie again pulled from her belt a handcuff, then waving it before me. But time is like cleavage. Just squeeze hard enough, can always find some. I was speechless. Hearing me finish, the boys present there, all broke into knowing smiles. Lily looked at me confused, curiously asking, "Brother, what did you mean?" Ask Mason. I smiled answering. Mason immediately blushed, glaring at me resentfully. But seeing Lily's naive curiosity, she leaned close to her ear, whispering an explanation. Lily's face immediately flushed. She even secretly patted her chest, thinking silently, "Brother truly still likes big breasts, pervert." Amber Xie snorted. Really don't understand what sleeping pill you gave Grandpa. What? Planning to ask me for the formula? I raised my eyebrows, carefully observing her, curiously asking if she could make me submit. What benefits did Grandpa promise her? Thinking carefully. Just need driving Amber Xie away. Then continue watching Amber Lee for 2 months. Drake Long couldn't possibly right before my eyes. Steal Lily away. As long as Drake Long doesn't covet the Liu family assets, he could date 100 girlfriends. Wouldn't concern me. Grandpa said as long as we register marriage, will arrange for me to join America's strongest special forces for training. I thought a moment then said, suppose after we marry, you go training, while I become a widower. I wonder if I've offended Grandpa. Why would he make me stay home alone? Amber Xie blushed answering, you can follow the military. Then you can see me. But Grandpa still wants 2 kids in 3 years. Let you go training pregnant? No. Don't tell me I'd have to watch the kids alone? I asked suspiciously. Amber Xie put down the handcuffs. Voice cold. You're overthinking. I only like men stronger than me. With your bean sprout figure. Just forget it. If not for Grandpa saying if I don't come, he'll confiscate all my model guns I've collected. I'd never come to Riverside City. I shook my head lightly. She gets temperamental when things don't go her way. This personality. Forget the handcuffs. Besides that, what else do you have to show off? So young yet already playing with handcuffs. Not ashamed? Amber Xie put away the handcuffs. Then pulled from behind her back a steel rod about 6 inches long. She swung it sharply. The steel rod immediately transformed into a retractable baton about 2 feet long. She lightly tapped the baton on the table, making dull thudding sounds. My mouth twitched. She truly is. If not handcuff play, then iron rod play. I looked at Principal Howard. Reporting. Someone brought dangerous weapons. Principal, will you handle this? Principal Howard smiled awkwardly. Today's bottled water has high alcohol content. Finishing. He staggered holding the door and fled. One young Master Liu, one Miss Xie. He dared offending neither side. Seeing my scared silly appearance now, Amber Xie could only shake her head, retracting the baton and handcuffs. After lunch, our group of 5 returned to class for afternoon rest. I'd slept all morning, now completely not sleepy, starting to browse my phone. Lily sat sideways on my thigh, head resting on my chest, curling up like a little cat. I noticed Amber Xie and Drake Long, leaning on the hallway railing, enjoying the light spring breeze, enthusiastically discussing something. Occasionally Amber Xie even smiled very gently. completely different from her cold demeanor with me. Seeing that scene, I suddenly felt irritated, not from jealousy, but just fearing. The person I struggled so hard to win over would be stolen by Drake Long. Drake Long seemed to notice my gaze from the hallway. He raised his right hand waving, like greeting an old friend. Amber Xie also looked in Drake Long's gaze direction. Realizing my sight, seemed still glued to her. She was displeased, slightly clenching her fist. Though Grandpa told her to find a way to win me, she had no affection for me whatsoever. Even felt somewhat repulsed being forced by Grandpa, harboring some disgust. Conversely, Drake Long, tall, sturdy physique, speech elegant and skillful. He also didn't make crude jokes like that. Compared to me, truly several levels superior. This weekend must go home discussing properly with Grandpa. Am I still his blood grandchild or not? Clearly I'm still not of legal age. Why start pressuring about marriage? Pressuring is one thing, but arranging meetings with all these strange people. Look at Drake Long, then look at you. Seeing Drake Long's smug appearance now, I decisively turned away, pretending not to see. However skilled Drake Long is, couldn't possibly in such a short time already trick Amber Xie into softening, right? When the time comes, may have to find Grandpa. See if there's a way to make Amber Xie leave earlier. Though Amber Xie had both looks and figure. But somehow, my heart extremely resisted having to interact with her. I gently grasped Lily's delicate hand, then pulling her into my arms a bit more. In the afternoon, Lily and I prepared going to Amber Lee's house to give acupuncture treatment for Fiona Liu. Almost class time. Where are you going? Amber Xie asked. Though already told Tiger Xie she'd have her own rhythm. But surprise inspection actions must continue. I glanced at her, then casually answering, going to treat illness. Amber Xie grabbed my shoulder. You don't look sick at all. I think you're just planning to skip class. Didn't Grandpa always praise you as diligent and studious? Turns out you've been lying to Grandpa? I looked down at her hand on my shoulder. Couldn't help frowning slightly. Was Grandpa's order to have you restrict my personal freedom? Otherwise tonight, let's go see Grandpa together and clarify. While I'm at it, I'll examine him again. I clearly remembered in the original plot, Amber Xie wasn't this annoying. I glanced at Drake Long, recalling their pleasant conversation during lunch break. Most likely because having common discussion topics. So they don't find each other annoying. Just like Lily and me. Though together every day, never get tired. Even now about to be apart from her, my heart feels somewhat sad and irritated. I took a deep breath, adjusting my mood, trying to be harmonious with Amber Xie. Grandpa can probably guess my study situation, previously when I treated his illness. Also took advantage of class time to visit. Amber Xie frowned, face suspicious, asking, my grandpa is sick? When was this? Why didn't I know? I looked at my watch saying, almost class time. Don't disturb people who want studying. Are you coming with me or staying for class? If staying, I'll report to Grandpa once. Amber Xie released her hand, saying nothing. But also didn't return to her seat. Brother, I also want coming along. Lily pouted. Before when you went out alone was fine. Now you're planning taking another girl too. Moreover today she already said twice that she's your fiancé. So annoying. In my heart I silently complained. Our house already has one poor student. One is more than enough. If you won't study hard, you'll become like fourth sister later. I patted Lily's head. She thought about fourth sister's poor student appearance. Her whole body shuddered slightly. Not that she hated summer. Just understood that if she didn't study, then later could only stay beside me. With the identity of little sister only. She grasped my hand. Brother, tonight you must come home early to pick me up. I gently squeezed her hand back, smiling. Today I won't be long, little one. I glanced at Ethan Cheng, lightly signaling with my eyes. Ethan Cheng followed my gaze. Seeing Drake Long's figure, between brothers, just one look was enough understanding. He immediately knew my meaning. Was asking him to help watch carefully. Drake Long nodded firmly. Leaving the classroom, I drove to Amber Lee's house. Amber Xie looked at me. asking, "What you just said about my grandpa being sick. What was that about?" I asked back, "So what did grandpa and they tell you about me?" Amber Xie thought a moment. Then answering, they said I was diligent and studious. Could become a pillar of the nation in the future. Moreover, medical skills were excellent. If I got injured, could seek your treatment. Also said you sang very well. Told me when tired from training. Could listen to your singing to relax. Oh right. Grandpa also said the gift you gave perfectly suited him. Uncle Tiger Jr. said you're very petty. Told me not to offend you. I huffed lightly. I, Luke Liu, am famous for being magnanimous. Before at the TCM hospital. At 4:37 p.m. Tiger Jr. hit me without distinguishing right from wrong. I've long forgotten that. Immediately after, I recounted to Amber Xie my treating Grandpa's illness, including the matter of removing the bullet fragment from Grandpa's chest. Amber Xie froze momentarily, eyes surprised, assessing me from top to bottom. You're truly a pervert. Actually know how to treat illness? I raised my eyebrows. Back then Drake Long was also present. He said he only knew making Grandpa numb, because he's just a barefoot country doctor. Learned a few basic tricks. Poor memory is also normal. Amber Xie said, he mastered all the complex steps, yet claims not knowing the most basic part. You think that's possible? Like someone who can solve the final college math problem, but says they don't know the multiplication tables. Think that's realistic? I said. Just now Amber Xie unconsciously helped Drake Long make excuses. I felt something was off. Perhaps my medical skills are higher. In my eyes it's like that. But everyone has different strengths. Maybe for Drake Long, parts one find simple or hardest for him. Amber Xie said. I glanced at her. Drake Long's attraction is truly excessive. Just met half a day. Yet Amber Xie already defended him. Twice in a row. I think if letting her stay here longer, might later develop into going out and not obeying command. What about your singing? I listened to your barbecue chicken wings song. It's truly addictive, but can't really call it good. Amber Xie asked curiously. I suddenly remembered when I created the Dear United Family group. Only people who'd met in person were added. Like Amber Xie and my sisters. None had met yet, so they weren't added to the group. Back then I was enthusiastic, lifting my head proudly saying, if my barbecue chicken wings isn't good, then what song in this world is worth hearing? Amber Xie laughed disdainfully. You refusing to study is one thing. Even your music taste is this terrible? Like that song, Keeping Past Time, released yesterday. Very good, but I still like best that independent musician. Blogger, Riverside Luke, on TikTok. His song, Riverside City, already helped boost the entire Riverside City tourism industry. Plus, How Can I Keep You? And, Once I Wanted Loving This World. Then he even donated free to our country. A magnificent piece called, Breaking Through Cold Palace Battle Formation. Pity his sister. Haven't seen him release new songs in a while. Probably still hasn't overcome the pain of losing his sister. Look at how he treats his sister. Then look at you, don't you feel perverted? Listening to his music, then listening to your barbecue chicken wings. Don't you see the difference between people? Hearing Amber Xia's words, I just wanted to laugh. I still lowered my voice, teasing back, impossible. I've also checked out that blogger. He's never shown his face. Usually people who don't dare showing their face are very ugly. Even filters can't save them. Amber Xie angrily slapped her hand on the armrest behind. Who says he hasn't shown his face? Just wears a mask. Eyes are windows to the soul. Just looking at his eyes, I already know for certain he's handsome. Moreover, his talent is so high. Appearance doesn't even matter. Why would my grandpa introduce me to someone shallow like you? I nodded repeatedly. Hearing those words, I suddenly found Amber Xie much more pleasant. He wrote 2 songs for his sister, and when recording videos, was also very close with her. What do you base saying his feelings for his sister run deep, yet questioning my feelings with Lily? Amber Xie laughed. Listening to his music, you know immediately how deep his feelings for his sister are. What about you? Looking at you, no different from what people think. Lily is your child bride you raised. Hearing child bride, my heart skipped a beat. Face also involuntarily reddening. Now you feel ashamed? Even lovers aren't that intimate. Let alone you two are just blood siblings. I shook my head. What about you then? Do you like blogger, Riverside Luke, more? Or Vast Universe? Vast Universe was Drake Long's TikTok account name. Last night after he finished singing that song at the barbecue place, he immediately recorded a video, uploading it to his account. This morning in class, I'd already seen Drake Long's TikTok video, but because I stole his popularity, Drake Long's account only gained over 100,000 followers, while my Riverside Luke account already exceeded 13 million followers. In the comments section under Drake Long's video were many female fans, all competing to comment calling him, "Hubby, you're so handsome." Drake Long even enthusiastically replied, thanking several of them. I curiously clicked to check, wanting to know what was special about the fans he replied to. Those people's posts were mostly showing off their chests and legs, so all morning I was busy, besides sleeping, just reporting those people's accounts, accusing them of posting suggestive content, exhausting me nearly to death. Amber Shea said immediately, of course. A fan of Riverside Luke. Drake Long is still a level below Riverside Luke. Whether in depth or artistic conception of songs, need more refinement. Moreover, his videos are too showy. Unlike Riverside Luke, to make people focus on his singing, he deliberately wears a mask. Don't know when we'll hear Riverside Luke release a new song. I raised my eyebrows. That's simple. I'll have him post a new song tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to Riverside University to meet the principal, discussing releasing a joint video. The song, Rice Fragrance, should also be posted tomorrow. Amber Shea's eyes immediately brightened. You know Riverside Luke? Is he handsome? Actually, let me tell you. I also came because wanting to see with my own eyes Riverside City from Riverside Luke's songs. So I came to Riverside City. I stared wide-eyed. Just now you said you didn't care what he looks like, only focused on his work. Women truly are contradictory creatures. Though, he's just an ordinary guy who's a bit handsome. Can't say he's as beautiful as Panin, but at least belongs to the rarely seen handsome type. Just he's a bit perverted with his sister. Even at night, still holds his sister's hand sleeping together. I said, childhood psychological trauma can affect one's entire life. He does that to help his sister overcome psychological shadows. Amber Shea retorted. He even takes his sister to hot springs, swimming pools, to watch his sister in swimsuits. He does that to help his sister relax. What about him frequently like I just did? Hugging his sister in his arms, then holding her hand constantly? That's because their sibling bond is close. Completely different from a pervert like you. I nodded thoughtfully. Through Amber Shea's confirmation. Turns out everything I do is innocent. Looking at her appearance now, I found her even more adorable. Finally arriving at the destination, I stopped the car, then stopping by the supermarket to buy things. 4 days now since I visited Sister Amber. Now the three of them can only rely on the money Sister Amber Lee earned from part-time work before. Previously when I tricked them here, I even said I'd help Aunt Fiona find a delivery job. Still haven't arranged anything. Later must visit the management office. See if they can arrange a security job. Something lighter. Weren't you going to see patients? Not going to the hospital but to the supermarket instead. Ultimately you're still skipping class, right? Amber Shea asked. I stopped. If you help me introduce Riverside Luke, I'll pretend I didn't see this morning, deal? Do you know Riverside Luke hates snitches most? I said. Amber Shea pouted, muttering softly. Then why this morning did you snitch to Grandpa? I'm not forbidding you two from meeting. Wait for the right moment. Naturally I'll let you two meet. But now he's immersed in sadness. If I say, I'm bringing my fiancé to meet you, what if there's another person falling from the rooftop? Wouldn't we lose a talented young man? Both handsome and promising? I said. Who's your fiancé? We're just ordinary classmates. Amber Shea protested. Ordinary classmates. Then your business has nothing to do with me. After all, I'm young Master Lu. Isn't my dignity worth anything? I smiled faintly. Interesting. This morning you handcuffed me to the desk. Now I've got your weakness. Amber Shia's face slightly reddened. You're truly a pervert. Bastard. You think doing that will make me accept us being together? Dream on. I paused, thinking carefully. Her misunderstanding isn't entirely wrong. Don't think nonsense. I'm just a sister complex. Don't develop other thoughts about me, I said. Then calculating. Tomorrow I must go with Summer to Riverside University. If Amber Xie keeps following, today's lie will be exposed. Moreover, in class there's Drake Long, staring like a tiger stalking prey. I'm also not at ease, leaving Lily alone at school. I turned saying to Amber Xie, let's discuss something. Tomorrow I need going out once. You stay at school helping me watch. Don't let Drake Long approach my sister. But also don't talk with him. My sister talks a lot. Hearing people around chatting, she wants joining in too. Amber Xie smiled coldly. 2 days of school and already planning skipping a day and a half? Besides, we're just ordinary classmates. What right do you have interfering with who I befriend? I said. I'll have Riverside Luke follow you, deal? Done. Chapter 150. Even Ant is not spared. After buying a bunch of food, Amber Xie and I went to the apartment complex. Since learning I knew Riverside Luke, her cold aloof morning demeanor completely vanished, continuously asking everything related to that blogger. Looking no different from an excited little fangirl, I could only helplessly shake my head. Indeed, love or not, one glance reveals all. So-called standards only apply to people you don't love. I arrived at the apartment complex management office. The management unit here was a subsidiary of Lu Group. I made one phone call, easily obtaining a security position. Then with Amber Xie carrying bags large and small upstairs, I knocked on the apartment door. Inside came faint rustling sounds. Aunt Fiona opened the door, inviting us both inside. She looked at the girl walking behind me, frowning slightly. Last time I said I liked Sister Amber Lee. Why now bringing another girl? Moreover, this girl even exuded a cold, quiet aura. Her looks and temperament, no less than her daughter. Seeing the door opener was a middle-aged woman, Amber Xie froze slightly, then glancing at me surprised. You even don't spare aunts? Aunt Fiona looked at me, calling softly, little Luke. She is. Amber Xie coldly interjected, Aunt. I am. Before she could finish, I already quickly interrupted. She's a bodyguard my father hired for me. Just saying, I nudged Amber Xie lightly. Don't you have handcuffs and a baton? Take them out to show Aunt. Though Amber Xie was unhappy, still pulled from behind several items, confirming her identity. Aunt Fiona nodded, then asking, You two eaten lunch yet? Should I cook something? I arranged the bags just bought, putting them in the refrigerator. No need troubling you, Aunt. Last time I told you and Sister Amber about moving. I said I'd help you find work, right? I looked already. Over there is too far. Aunt Fiona waved her hand. No problem, far is fine. Having work is good. I interjected, Aunt. These days I've been arranging that for you. I already found you a new job. Right in this complex, security work. Just sit in the duty room. When someone forgets their entry card, just open the door for them. I just checked there. Even has air conditioning. Summer won't fear the heat. Working 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., full 8 hours. Salary around $4,000 monthly. Does Aunt think this job is okay? I said. Aunt Fiona said moved. Perfect, perfect. Really don't know how to thank you enough. A suitable job like this must be hard to find. No wonder you haven't come by these days. She said, voice slightly trembling. Lately staying home watching TV. These idle days feel a bit strange. Especially now. Still spending money my daughter worked hard earning before. Amber Xie was shocked, looking at me full of disbelief. Not understanding how I could say those words so calmly. Clearly just now, getting the security job took less than 10 minutes. She finally understood why Grandpa liked me so much. I felt somewhat guilty, immediately deflecting. Just they happened needing someone right then. If Aunt agrees, Saves them trouble going through employment agencies. I gave Aunt Fiona the supervisor's phone number, telling her to call directly later to discuss. Half an hour later, everything arranged. I led Amber Shea, leaving Aunt Fiona's house, then heading toward the TCM hospital to find third sister. Yesterday I already notified third sister Grace Hiu. Today coming for a follow-up examination. Clearly I could completely treat myself. But Mom insisted I must find third sister. Third sister even threatened, if I don't come, she'll spread rumors I have unspeakable problems. That woman just now, what illness did Aunt have? Amber Shea asked curiously. Cancer, but now it's under control. Probably by college entrance exam time. Just need taking more traditional medicine. I answered, you truly have such a good heart? Amber Shea showed disbelief. Last time during acupuncture, she asked Aunt Fiona quite a bit about me. Hearing Aunt tell it, all praise. Because Aunt's daughter is my school's beauty queen. I casually answered, peeved. You're not just a pervert, but also a playboy. Amber Shea ground her teeth angrily. The slight goodwill, just beginning to form toward me. That moment all emotions dissipated like smoke and clouds. The car stopped before the TCM hospital gates. I walked straight toward Webtoon Clinic. Third sister Grace Hiu was sitting on the antique brown wooden railing, one hand holding an ancient medical book, one hand waving a small classical-style fan, gently swaying. Today she wore a short-sleeved gray keep-out dress, color gradually fading lighter downward, outside wearing an additional thin gauze layer, looking both elegant and gentle, her hair not in the usual ponytail, but carefully combed, neat and refined, sunlight shining on her, like painting a still picture of time. Seeing me arrive, she stood up from the railing, walking toward us too. Watching her graceful approach, I couldn't help gaping. Third sister, today you're dressed like a fairy. I thought a fairy descended from heaven. Grace Hiu's face reddened slightly. She smiled gently. You're talking nonsense. Then looking surprised behind me, asking, hello, are you here for treatment? Hello, sister. I'm Amber Shea. I came along with this pervert. Amber Shea stood at attention. You're the one my grandpa always mentions, right? He praised you as very beautiful. Seeing you today with my own eyes, truly gorgeous. Grace Hiu smiled praising her. Amber Shea felt shy, raising her hand scratching behind her neck. Both cheeks slightly flushed, bowing her head not daring to look. I stared wide-eyed at her. Wait, my sister compliments you once, and you blush like a boiling kettle? Where's your cold morning demeanor? Amber Shea glared at me. Her eyes looking at Grace Hiu sparkled brightly. Grace Hiu smiled lightly, raising her hand patting her head. My little Luke has a sharp tongue. I apologize on his behalf. Hope you won't take it to heart. No, it's fine. Amber Shea said, sister. Do you normally work at the hospital all the time? Do you sometimes have to go up mountains gathering herbs? Do you need a bodyguard for protection? Grace Hiu shook her head lightly. I mainly work at the hospital. If you want visiting me, you can come anytime. She held Amber Shea's hand. I guess you're about the same age as little Luke. Your grandpa is truly impatient. Already thinking about arranging engagement for you so early. From the hand transmitted a warm feeling. Amber Shea's face reddened even more, feeling like receiving extra strength. She nodded firmly. I will speak clearly with Grandpa this weekend. This pervert Luke Liu doesn't deserve me at all. Chapter 151. Do you really want removing my handcuffs? Hearing Amber Shea's firm tone, Grace Hiu breathed a sigh of relief. Turning to me smiling, little Luke. Seems Mr. Shea's granddaughter doesn't care for you. I pouted. Seeing Amber Shea's reaction, not liking me is fine. But seems she likes you, sister. I quickly stepped between them. Third sister, let's go into the clinic. Didn't you say you'd check my pulse? Grace Hiu nodded, leading both of us deep into the inner courtyard of Webtoon Clinic, to an elegant Chinese-style garden. She told both to rest in the small pavilion. Then turning toward the kitchen. Watching her departing figure, Amber Shea's face showed an entranced smile. She's truly beautiful. And so gentle. Hey, what are you planning? I'm warning you. Don't have any designs on my third sister. I said coldly. Just now you were obsessed with Riverside Luke. Now you're infatuated with my sister? In ancient times, carriages and horses were slow. A lifetime was enough loving one person, but now internet is fast. Half a day and you've already fallen for two people? Amber Xie panicked. No. I just feel having a sister like that would be wonderful. She frowned, looking at me, wanting to say something but stopping. Finally only sighing. Why would a pervert like you have such a wonderful sister? Plus I suspect something's wrong with your head. If it were me, I'd definitely quit the sister addiction. I looked in the direction third sister just went, thinking about how Lily now compared to third sister. Though still a bit immature. Temperament not as refined, but soft, sweet-smelling, easy to hug. Plus nose acting cute. Nose calling me in a sweet voice, brother. Just 1 or 2 more years. When she's older, definitely more beautiful than even third sister. Thinking this, I immediately shook my head hard. What kind of wrong thoughts are filling my head? Why am I sitting here, comparing the two of them? Truly beyond help. I really do need psychological therapy, I sighed helplessly. Soon, Grace Hiu returned carrying a wooden tray, placing it before us. On the tray was a small clay pot, emanating rich fragrance. The tray also had an embroidered handkerchief and a plain white cotton towel. She gave the handkerchief to me, then giving the cotton towel to Amber Xie. The weather is quite hot. You two wipe your sweat. The handkerchief was still warm, carrying a gentle fragrance, plus bringing the light scent of herbs, immediately making one's nerves relax. Sister, what's in this clay pot? Amber Xie asked curiously. She reached to lift the lid. Careful, don't get burned. Grace Hiu lightly raised her hand, tapping the back of Amber Xie's hand, right where she just reached out. Amber Xie, like a little sister, just caught sneaking food, quickly hugging the hand just tapped, then silently looking at Grace Hiu. Her cheeks reddened again. Seeing that embarrassed expression, I only felt alertness rising in my heart. After already having the lesson with Lily, now seeing Amber Xie's appearance, found it even more concerning. I took the handkerchief just used, folding it in half as padding, then lifting the lid. Immediately a thick herbal fragrance, mixed with rich chicken soup scent, spread throughout the pavilion. Grace Hiu held a ladle, serving each person a bowl of chicken soup, adding a large drumstick plus several tender chicken pieces. Don't know how long this chicken was simmered, just using chopsticks to pick lightly. The meat already separated into fine threads, blending with the herbal flavor in the broth. One bite made it impossible to stop. Third sister, how long did you simmer this chicken soup? I picked the drumstick from my bowl, carefully transferring it to Grace Hiu's bowl. She paused slightly. Her eyes looking at me briefly sparkled like falling stars. If you like it, I can cook it for you every day. I shook my head. Ginseng isn't radish. Eating it every day. Probably get nosebleeds after 3 days. The three of us finished the pot of chicken soup. Less than half an hour. The soup was completely clean. Grace Hiu, seeing both of us ate our fill, took out a brand new handkerchief from her pocket. Then walking beside me, one hand she placed on my shoulder, bending down lightly wiping the soup stain by my lips. A strand of hair from her temple fell down, sparkling in the sunlight, swaying gently with the breeze. Just a very simple action, but made me startle turning to look at her. Grace Hiu wore a long dress, the upper part like a fitted kippah. My face flushed, quickly turning away. Third sister, I'm not a child anymore. I can wipe it myself. Grace Hiu placed her hand on her chest, standing straight up, taking a deep breath. She again raised her hand, patting my head. Wait until I return, then I'll examine you. She gathered all the remaining bones, placing them on the wooden tray, then leaving the pavilion. Amber Xie looked at me full of resentment. Why don't I have a sister like that? She watched Grace Hiu's figure, eyes full of admiration, then glancing at me from head to toe, in her heart feeling unsure whether to pity or beat me. I frowned. You're not planning to marry me? To also have such a good sister? Amber Xie nodded. Eyes looking at me became even more focused. But thinking about having to marry a pervert like you, I feel really unwilling. I huffed lightly. I'm not saying I'm willing either. Both looked at each other full of disgust. Amber Xie smiled foolishly. Eyes again directed where third sister just went. Sighing, she's truly wonderful. Both beautiful and gentle, plus skilled in medicine. Cooking is also delicious. I nodded agreeing. Yeah. My sister is truly wonderful. Beautiful, gentle, and understands medicine. Her cooking has no flaws. Amber Xie ground her teeth calling. I swear with Grandpa as witness. I startled exclaiming. Immediately after came crack crack sounds. A retractable baton extending nearly 2 feet appeared in Amber Xia's hand. She like a tiger pouncing on prey, leaping over the entire table, charging straight at me. Third sister. Help. Someone wants to kill me. I shouted for help, simultaneously, glaring at Amber Xie, raising my voice threatening. I'm warning you. I have severe heart disease. Just 1 episode and I could die on the spot. I also have brittle bones. Touch lightly and they break immediately. If you dare touching me, less than 3 minutes, you'll be kneeling begging me not to die. Amber Xie laughed coldly, swinging the baton creating whooshing wind sounds. Don't worry. This is a hospital. I trust your sister's medical skills are excellent. I pouted slightly. Why does this scene feel so familiar? Last time when I tricked Uncle Tiger Jr., I also said that. This is a hospital. Feel free to make your move. Could Amber Xie be sent by Uncle Tiger Jr. to take revenge on me? Chapter 152. The one I love is coming. Right now, my mood was more tense than penalty kicks at the World Cup. I was guessing which direction Amber Xie would strike from. Whether hit or not, wouldn't affect me living in the villa. Eating sea cucumber, but if I can't dodge in time, then tomorrow I probably can't drive a Ferrari with one hand anymore. Yet the angry expression on Amber Xia's face suddenly vanished in an instant. The baton in her hand suddenly disappeared. I turned around suspiciously, seeing third sister Grace Hiu running quickly toward us. Her long dress skirt with each running step swayed rhythmically, combined with the warm late spring sunlight. Looking like the one I love is on the way. Little Luke, what's wrong? Are you okay? Grace Hiu asked worriedly, looking at her, now breathing somewhat rapid. I scratched my head, smiling awkwardly, then glaring at Amber Xie. Amber Xie immediately showed a pleading smile, in her heart probably muttering, this time must not let sister know what just happened. Nothing, sister, what were you doing? I quickly changed the topic. This morning, I already prepared food for you too. Today Amber also came. I'm cooking some sweet dumplings. Grace Hiu smiled, then let's go there together. Making you busy cooking alone feels awkward. I said. Grace Hiu nodded, then gently hooking my arm. Then let's go. Amber Xie walked behind us, eyes full of resentment looking at me, in her heart lamenting. Don't know what's so great about Luke Liu, that everyone likes him so much. Entering the kitchen, small sweet dumplings on the stove were boiling, floating gently on the water surface. Grace Hiu used a ladle to scoop out the dumplings, dipping them in cold water, then placing them on prepared grass jelly, drizzling honey syrup, sprinkling several peach blossom petals. She picked and washed clean this morning, finally decorating with 2 mint leaves. An exquisite dessert was complete. She turned looking at me, taking out some black sesame and small tweezers, decorating 2 round white dumplings in the center, with sesame and peach petals, forming a couple figure, 2 plump cute round dumplings, while Amber Xia's portion was simply decorated with black sesame creating a lively dumpling family. Third sister, you made it so beautifully. I can't bear eating it. I sighed helplessly. Right. Everything you make is adorable. Amber Xie delightedly, looking at the dessert in her hands, then glancing at me, her face showing incomprehensible hesitation. After finishing the dessert, Grace Hiu began checking my pulse. Less than 5 minutes. She concluded I was completely healthy. I looked at my watch. Still early before school dismissal. While Amber Xie clearly had no intention of leaving. So the three of us sat in the small pavilion, chatting casually for fun. Suddenly I remembered, when Drake Long came treating Grandpa's illness. Third sister was also present. But mentioning this again might touch a wound in her heart. So I hesitated. During conversation, Amber Xie again mentioned blogger Riverside Luke. She enthusiastically boasting to third sister, "Sister, do you like Riverside Luke?" Grace Hiu blushed slightly, glancing at me. Then nodding lightly, "I'll tell you a secret. Tomorrow he'll release a new song." She cheered happily. Grace Hiu looked at me suspiciously again. Seeing me shake my head lightly, she understood I still hadn't told Amber Xie that I was Riverside Luke. Really? Then there's another song to loop. Grace Hiu smiled. Yes, that's right. Little Luke told me, if he dares lying, I'll deal with him. Amber Xie said, "Sister. Later if he dares bullying you, I'll help you teach him a lesson." I raised my eyebrows smiling. You think I'll give you the chance? How could I bear bullying my third sister? Grace Hiu rested her chin, eyes carrying a bit of innocent curiosity. Little Luke, how many songs have you written for little sister? Yesterday you also wrote for fourth sister. When will it be my turn? Oh, forget it. Better not let him write. His chicken wing grilling skills aren't even good. Amber Xie showed disdain, her tone mimicking me. Fairy sister, I really like you. I laughed, clapping continuously. Is this still the cold girl from this morning, who just encountered trouble and demanded shameful play? Now I understand. Before people you truly like, there's no such thing as slow to warm up. Eyes of someone in love, how can they be hidden? You learned from me, even better than the teacher. I praised. Amber Xie felt shy, looking toward Grace Hiu, only seeing her also clapping and laughing, eyes full of gentle expression. Amber Xie right now secretly felt fortunate. Good thing I haven't grown a tail like a dog. Otherwise, it'd be wagging wildly by now. I turned looking at third sister. The afternoon sunlight slanted across her, radiating gentle golden light. A strand of hair sparkled, swaying lightly with the spring breeze, looking like a holy maiden just descended. Grace Hiu also noticed my gaze. Her face showed seriousness mixed with expectation. I coughed lightly twice, then following the breeze, singing softly, "Right now orioles fly and grass grows. The one I love is on the way. I know he's crossing through rain and wind to come. Even passing through sunset, through seas of people, just to hold me." Seeing both captivated by the melody, I turned looking at Amber Xie, raising my eyebrows. This song I wrote specially for third sister. Want to hear more? Must open paid VIP. Amber Xie pouted. Clearly you haven't finished writing. Probably only know this one line. Tears sparkled in Grace Hiu's eyes, shimmering like light in sunshine. Even just one line is enough. I've never received anything belonging to me alone. I'd written several songs for Lily. Also sang a fun song for Summer. So she also hoped having a song just for her. I took the handkerchief just used, folding it in half, then giving the clean part to third sister. I took a deep breath, starting to sing from the beginning, deliberately lighting lanterns to play at night. The night stars are companions, loving even the scars that became wine of years. Knowing you cannot, still want you to feel, letting the stars add rainbow colors. Cherry blossoms gently kiss your forehead, letting all the world's beauty be linked with you. When I finished singing, Grace Hiu's eyes were already blurred with tears. She still smiled, but tears kept falling endlessly. After I stopped, she gathered all her courage, hugging me, resting her head on my shoulder. I felt a bit flustered, only knowing to gently pat her back. Can't believe you truly know composing. Amber Xie was shocked. That song just now, both melody and lyrics, were too perfect, truly reached Riverside Luke's level. The singing voice, also somewhat similar. If that song was written for me, though I wouldn't cry like third sister, I'd definitely be very moved. She looked at me, saying shyly, "Hey, pervert. Do you have any songs suitable for me?" I grinned broadly. "Starting today, I'll use the bathroom myself. You all better not look down on me." Chapter 153. Fortunately, still haven't been drowned. Dusk gradually fell. I looked at my watch, gently patting third sister's shoulder. Third sister, we should probably go home. Grace Hiu took a deep breath, reluctantly standing up, using the handkerchief to wipe her eyes. Then saying softly, next time still come on Tuesday. Probably around this time? When I get home, I'll record the song and send it to you. I answered. Okay. She nodded lightly, seeing us out of the clinic. Before parting, she hugged me tightly again, then looking at Amber Xie, eyes full of kindness and politeness. She also hugged back lightly, on the car ride back. Amber Xie exclaimed, she's so wonderful. Now I even feel I also have her scent on me. How often do you visit her? She asked me. Once a week. I answered. Actually, I'm quite fortunate. Grandpa Xie made you follow me. Otherwise, seeing you like this, you'd probably have gone finding my sister today. I'm warning you in advance. My third sister likes boys. Don't have wild fantasies. Amber Xie shook her head lightly. I simply just like beautiful people. Don't have those dirty thoughts like in your head. She sighed, eyes directed at the road ahead, like immersed in memories. When I was little, I really admired girls dressed pretty and cute. But every day I had to train with Uncle Tiger Jr. He said those things were troublesome, easy to cause injuries. She touched her ear-length short hair. Before graduating elementary school, my hair was always cut by Uncle Tiger Jr. Every time super short, looking exactly like a boy. I glanced at her. In my eyes, she was clearly a victim of Tiger Jr. style education. I teased. Then you probably never attended elementary school reunions. Classmates not seeing each other for years. Now seeing you transformed into a beauty. They'd be shocked. Is your head full of only dirty things? Nothing else? Amber Xie said annoyed. Nothing, I answered firmly. She took a deep breath, then regaining her usual cold demeanor. After an afternoon together, she now clearly understood. I was just a guy with a head full of trash. Smooth talking, cunning personality. Nothing more, nothing less. The atmosphere in the car suddenly quieted. I took the chance to look in the rearview mirror, secretly observing Amber Xie once more. I understood very clearly her attitude toward third sister was actually just admiration for beauty, and because she herself liked cute things. But under family education influences, made her think liking those things was wrong. Therefore, her clothing style always leaned toward neutral, mainly for movement convenience. But whenever seeing girls dressed prettily and cutely, in her heart she still couldn't suppress admiration. I raised my hand stroking my chin, where no beard had grown yet. Then asking, what about Kim? Wasn't she beside you when little? She was abroad then. Amber Xie answered. I nodded, sighing lightly, putting myself in Amber Xie's circumstances and age. She couldn't decide her own life, nor escape the shadow of family education. Like how adults never are picky eaters. Only when a child grows up, goes shopping and cooks themselves. Do they understand? Things adults don't like, they simply never buy. Returning to school, right when the dismissal bell rang, Lily also just saw me, standing at the classroom door. She grabbed her small bag, rushing into my arms. I glanced at Amber Xie, raising my eyebrows, acting like showing off. Who wouldn't like such an adorable girl? Lily sniffed twice, frowning with displeasure. Brother, did you betray me? Why'd I smell another girl's scent on you? I patted her head lightly. Betray what? You're falsely accusing me. To betray, I'd at least need a path to take. Lily huffed softly. I smelled it. On you. There's a light herbal scent. Definitely from third sister. Brother, next time visiting third sister, can I come along? I want seeing how you and her do examinations. I'm really curious. Don't understand what kind of examination would make you completely covered in her fragrance. I frowned, staring at Lily, then asking back, planning to skip class again? Last week for various reasons, I let her skip 2 days. Including the weekend, that's 4 days straight off. Skipping once is fun. Skipping constantly becomes addictive. I guessed. Lily's study spirit is about to vanish. Continuing like this won't be different from my past self. I placed both hands on her shoulders, Speaking seriously, you're carrying teachers' and principals' expectations. Absolutely cannot fall anymore, understand? Lily refused to accept, bumping her head hard against my chest. You're truly the magistrate of Shuzhou who burns down houses, yet forbids citizens from lighting lamps. While we were teasing each other, Ethan Cheng leisurely walked out of class. He walked to me, saying softly, "Bro Luke, your sister is truly fierce. This afternoon after school, Drake Long came to bother your sister again. She ran straight into the girls' restroom, hiding there the whole break period. You don't know." Drake Long's face was hilarious. Hearing Ethan finish, I frowned. Are you taking the chance to curse me? Constantly. Your sister. I glanced toward the classroom. Indeed, Drake Long took advantage of my absence, trying to dig at my wall. Seems I must limit skipping class from now on. Ethan smiled awkwardly. Not at all. You must have misunderstood. But I think Drake Long is interesting. After that, he went bothering Wendy Liang. All afternoon, the two became quite close. I nodded, looking at the little sister still nestled in my arms. Bending down to smell, fortunately. Haven't been contaminated by Drake Long's smell. Lily stared at me resentfully, then delivering a hard headbutt. I patted her head while laughing. Just kidding. At that moment, Drake Long and Wendy Liang walked out together from the classroom door, both seeing me with Amber Xie. Simultaneously stepped aside, pretending not to know each other. Chapter 154. Unlike me, who only knows cherishing you. That half step back, was it sincere? Small gesture but quite hurtful. I looked at them, raising my eyebrows slightly, feeling like two adversaries, finally finding worthy opponents. Drake Long glared at me, then walking before Amber Xie. Amber, where did you two go this afternoon? I heard from other classmates. Luke's head is full of nonsense. So when alone with him, must be careful. Amber Xie glanced at me, then nodding firmly. Wendy Liang walked closer to me, looking at me and Lily, hugging each other. Her eyes seemed somewhat sad, as if I were the heartbreaker. She forced a smile, then asking, "Hey, Amber Xie, is she really your fiancé?" Hearing Wendy Liang's question, I turned looking at Amber Xie. Right now she also stopped talking with Drake Long, eyes directed at me, wanting to see how I'd answer. I shook my head, smiling. Of course not. She's my future sister-in-law. Amber Xia's face immediately flushed visibly. She felt both embarrassed and angry calling my name, Luke Lu. I raised my thumb at her. Rest assured, I won't make things difficult for you. Between you and third sister, I won't tell Grandpa. Amber Xie huffed coldly, pulling out the baton again, face red with embarrassment. Calm down. Talk things out properly. Don't get angry and hit people. Rest assured, my mouth is tight. But if you hit me today, tomorrow I'll run tell Grandpa immediately. What kind of man is so petty? Amber Xia's chest heaved up and down. She silently put away the baton, then saying softly, "Be more careful. Don't let people notice anything wrong." Just saying. I glanced toward Drake Long's direction. Amber Xie felt somewhat suspicious. Looking where I signaled, discovering Drake Long looked briefly guilty. She frowned slightly. Wendy Liang, seeing the scene, felt both crying and laughing. She told me, "I understand. Maybe between your families there's some marriage arrangement. But Luke, this isn't the feudal era anymore. I hope you can pursue your own love. Don't listen to family arrangements. In their eyes, only benefits matter. They don't care whether you live happily. Unlike me, I only know cherishing you." Hearing Wendy Liang made me get goosebumps. I turned to Amber Xie, smiling. Hear that? She even thinks you're not worthy of me. Being with you only makes me suffer more. Wendy Liang felt Amber Xia's gaze, chilling her spine. She quickly said, "Luke, I'm leaving first." I patted Lily's head, saying softly, "Let's go home too. Haven't visited Sister Amber in a while." On the way to Amber Lee's house, since Drake Long also lived in the same complex, he walked beside Amber Xie, both chatting animatedly about military topics. Amber Xie gradually regained composure. her eyes briefly glancing at Drake Long. Then looking ahead, where I was holding hands with Lily. Comparing both sides, she shook her head lightly. Arriving at Amber Lee's house, Aunt Fiona had already prepared dinner, waiting for us. Seeing the meal spread on the table, Amber Lee immediately knew we'd definitely stop by to eat. She smiled brightly, scolding lovingly, "Finally you two came. These days I haven't had any meat to eat." "Eating meat yet still complaining about no meat? Look how chubby you've gotten." Aunt Fiona pretended to scold lovingly, while Amber Lee covered her ears laughing, not listening. She picked meat pieces, putting them in her bowl, huffing lightly, looking very cheerful. Amber Xie glanced at Amber Lee, then looking at me, in her head probably thinking, so the rumor, this family's daughter is the school beauty, wasn't a joke. Turns out, I came here because of their family's beauty. At the dinner table, Lily was extremely busy. Initially just following Sister Amber's formula, now also having to learn Amber Xia's dishes. Her mouth kept moving, the rice bowl before her piled with food. In the end, she looked resentfully at her bowl. Then turning to me, "Brother, I can't eat anymore." I smiled helplessly. "Aunt cooks delicious food. But no one's competing with you. Why pile everything in your bowl?" I showed exasperation, taking chopsticks, picking several meat pieces from her bowl into my mouth. "Let me help you eat some." Lily tilted her head, smiling at me, mouth still chewing, but hands obediently finishing everything clean. Dinner ended. Lily pulled Amber Lee's hand, rushing into the study room. Amber Lee's face flushed. She glanced at me pleadingly. Seeing her expression, I turned, asking Lily, curiously, "Hey, are you two really going there to study?" Lily nodded firmly. "Don't worry, brother. We're really studying." Amber Lee pouted. We do study. But the study content isn't healthy at all." Seeing Lily's confident appearance, I grew even more suspicious. Otherwise, why just stepping into the room? She immediately locked the door? I sighed lightly, looking at Amber Lee, instructing, "If I go out later, remember to watch the little one for me." Amber Lee nodded, saying somewhat shyly, "Rest assured, I'll supervise her studying closely." Slam. The study room door closed and locked tightly. I turned to Amber Xie. "Let's go. Take you out for a walk. After all, Grandpa already arranged a meeting for us too. So having a meal, then going out for a stroll, counts as completing the dating process." Amber Xie huffed lightly, but still silently followed behind me. I drove Amber Xie to the hair salon from before. "This was the place?" she asked suspiciously. "Why bring me here?" I smiled. "Naturally, to style you. After all, today counts as a meeting. Must look presentable." I laughed, then adding, "Don't you want me writing a song just for you? If after entering the salon, you can keep your eyes closed the whole time, then I'll write you a song." Amber Xie remembered the afternoon's song. Her heart stirred slightly, but seeing my eyes, she felt something untrustworthy. She took a deep breath. "If you dare doing anything weird, even if you tell my grandpa, I'll still teach you a lesson." "What could I possibly do to you? At most just lead you to a seat." I raised my eyebrows, saying, "But hey, the song won't be about going to the bathroom or barbecue chicken wings." Amber Xie seriously instructed again. Chapter 155. Why does skill fluctuate so much? She walked behind me, placing both hands straight on my shoulders. "Okay, I'm closing my eyes now." I laughed, asking, "You allergic to romance?" Seeing her appearance, I nearly laughed aloud. I grasped her wrist, standing beside her, leading her, slowly walking into the salon. The receptionist girl saw me enter, recognizing me as the customer who'd made a membership card here. Her face immediately broke into a sweet smile. She asked, "Are you here for a shampoo or styling?" I glanced at her chest, remembering last time her clumsy technique nearly suffocated me, taking this opportunity to test whether her skills improved any. I brought Amber Xie to a nearby seat, saying, "You sit here and wait a moment." Then I walked to the reception counter. "I want hair extensions for that girl. Plus style her really stylish and beautiful." The stylist absolutely cannot chat with her. I want creating a surprise for her. Oh, do it quickly. Can have several people work together. No need saving money. The receptionist nodded, immediately calling the 3 available master stylists in the salon. While I said, give me a shampoo. Probably waiting for her styling will take considerable time. Might as well get a mugwort treatment. My shoulders are a bit sore lately. Are you the one directly doing mugwort? I asked. The receptionist shook her head. We have specialists for that. I pretended complaining. Why don't you learn to do it? No ambition at all. Wait until you've learned. I'll let my shoulders stay sore. I said half jokingly, seeing my attitude change quick as lightning. The receptionist smiled lightly, then pointing upstairs. Sir, mugwort is upstairs. I looked where she pointed, seeing a girl wearing a gray floral kipao, doing mugwort for a customer. The kipao hugged her figure, accentuating the girl's alluring full figure. I laughed. Why didn't you say earlier? Now I definitely must support traditional culture. I spoke while laughing, then returning to Amber Xie, taking off my jacket, giving it to her. This is my jacket. Wear it temporarily. Styling takes considerable time. Remember not to open your eyes midway. Amber Xie wore my jacket, lightly touching her ear-length short hair. Puzzled, this short hair can still be styled somehow? I said, don't worry. Just button up the jacket tightly. Then trust the stylist's skills. I instructed. The salon's 3 master stylists successively came to her, beginning to prepare hair extensions. Amber Xie felt several pairs of hands simultaneously stroking her hair, not hearing scissors cutting sounds. She breathed with relief. Hair already short, if cut more, would be no different from boys' hair. Must be having them dye it, she thought, in her heart feeling a bit excited. She'd never tried dyeing hair before. No wonder Grandpa said my gifts all follow his wishes. She thought silently, what color am I dyeing? She quietly asked the stylist. The stylist paused slightly, remembering my instructions. Must hide it from her to the end. He answered, misty blue, very popular now. A light blue tone. Looks very beautiful. When it fades, turns blue-gray. Still very attractive. He smiled, adding, your boyfriend is truly thoughtful. Amber Xie huffed lightly. He's not my boyfriend. On the other side, I was getting shampooed, suddenly realizing the receptionist's skills had improved considerably. In just a few short days, her shampooing technique had become much more proficient. Doesn't this go against my original intention coming for shampoo? I came wanting the receptionist, when shampooing me, to practice her skills until more proficient. Not for her doing this repetitive work. But looking around, the environment was quite nice. Young stylists, pleasant conversation. Haircut skills weren't bad either. Today, after finishing Amber Xia's extensions, she'll care for them at home. I still need the mugwort treatment. The membership card in the salon is running out of money. Later reload 20,000 for me. I said, just finishing. Suddenly feeling a soft weight pressing down from above, nearly suffocating me. Truly can't praise people. Just praise and they get cocky immediately. 1 shampoo plus scalp massage took over half an hour. I've never felt my head could be this clean. The receptionist's shampooing skills still need more practice. My front collar got completely wet. I sighed lightly. Truly hired workers aren't easy. Don't know how long she's been learning. Yet shampooing still so clumsy. Seems from now on, I should still frequently come here supporting her. After washing my face, I went to the counter to reload money. The salon again launched their awkward congratulatory ritual, as usual. I was already used to it. However embarrassing. Can't be more embarrassing than last time's barbecue chicken wings. I went upstairs, taking off my shirt, lying face down on the specialized mugwort bed. The girl in the gray floral kipao, leaning forward, holding the lit mugwort, gently warming the acupuncture points on my back. Whether the points are correct, unclear. But the back of my head clearly felt soft weight pressing down. I thought, this mugwort session is truly authentic. After over an hour of mugwort, I felt my mind empty. My whole body relaxed. Indeed, having money means knowing how to enjoy. Before, I truly lived too frugally. Didn't know enjoying anything. I put my shirt back on and went downstairs. Coming beside Amber Xie. Her hair extensions were already complete. Now doing the curling and dyeing steps. Seeing her image in the mirror, I couldn't help brightening. Her usual strong appearance, now under the long hair, carried a hint of gentle sweetness. These two opposing temperaments made Amber Xie look especially attractive. She began feeling something was off. Hearing my voice, she asked, "What exactly did you tell them? To do on my head? Why do I keep feeling my hair seems more? Don't even dream about it. Even if I told them to apply real hair growth medicine, your hair couldn't grow this fast. Just some hair styling tools. I don't even know what they're called. Just temporarily placed on your head." I lied. "Oh, I see," she mumbled, then continued, "Don't rush either. Almost done. In a moment, I can open my eyes." She smiled lightly. I said, "Before opening eyes, prepare yourself mentally. Don't get shocked by your own stunning beauty," I said. Amber Xie huffed. "I asked the stylist already. Said they're dyeing my hair." Still acting all mysterious. "He already told me. The color I'm dyeing is misty blue. Just hearing the name sounds beautiful." "Oh my God. You went asking them?" Then what's left of my surprise? I pretended, showing shock. Chapter 156. Long hair is the true form. The long hair gently curled in French style. The ends dyed light blue, making Amber Xie in the mirror even more radiant. I gave thumbs up to the stylists. Must say, the skills here are truly excellent. I lightly stroked her long hair, saying softly, "Now you can open your eyes." Amber Xie had nearly guessed everything. No matter how well I hid it, hard to conceal completely. She took a deep breath, then slowly opening her eyes. Though already prepared, when seeing her reflection with long hair, her eyes immediately froze. She raised her hand, threading through her hair, pulling several strands hard. "Never expected this. Isn't a wig." I patted her shoulder, smiling. "Hey girl, who do you think I am? Luke Liu, Riverside City's #1 playboy. Why would I trick you with a wig? Don't do anything ruining your beautiful image." Amber Xie froze for a moment, releasing the hand gripping her hair. While I signed confirming the receipt, she secretly glanced around the salon. Seeing no one paying attention to her, her cheeks puffed slightly. Then she made a cute, adorable expression. She never thought she could be this beautiful. No longer any trace of the boyish appearance from before. "Your girlfriend is truly beautiful," the receptionist praised. "She's just a classmate," I quickly explained. "Last time was your sister. This time it's a classmate? You're truly a playboy," the receptionist teased. I shook my head with a bitter smile. Now telling the truth, no one believes anymore. Helplessly, I turned back, looking at Amber Xie, just catching her pouting, making a cute face. I silently raised my phone, capturing that moment, conveniently recording a video as evidence for later. I walked over, lightly tapping her head, then saying, "Don't pout, acting cute anymore." She blushed, protesting. I wasn't. Amber Xie bowed her head slightly, cheeks flushed. When realizing I approached, she immediately regained her usual cold demeanor. Only the corners of her mouth slightly curved, revealing a bit of secret joy in her heart. Stepping out of the salon, the cold night wind blew, making me shiver. Amber Xie suddenly remembered the jacket she wore was mine. She immediately started removing it, to return to me, just unbuttoned halfway. Her cheeks flushed again. I teased, "Don't take it off. I'm a healthy young man with hot blood. If you unbutton 2 more, I fear the temperature will rise again." I teased. Amber Xie bowed her head, face red as a rose, her long hair lightly falling on my shoulder. She seemed to realize something, hurriedly looking at me, panicked. Seeing me still calm as if nothing happened, she finally breathed with relief. Seeing her current appearance, I found her incredibly interesting, feeling like that long hair was her true soul. With long hair, she looked like a real girl, both cute and gentle, while with short hair, she had the appearance of a strong and somewhat stubborn tomboy. I brought Amber Xie to a shop specializing in traditional Chinese-style clothing. I remembered this afternoon. She'd looked at Grace Hayu's outfit, eyes showing clear interest. Entering the shop, Amber Xie looked around at the ethereal fairy-like garments, feeling a bit anxious. She'd never thought she could wear clothes like these. Always worried she'd look strange, improper. I smiled lightly, guessing she rarely went shopping, but still asking, "Do you know how to choose clothes?" Amber Xie looked around, then biting her lip, shaking her head lightly, saying softly, "Uncle Tiger Jr. always bought for me before. My mother also bought a few sets, but I rarely liked them. Though Joyce Xie chose beautiful clothes, but with my short hairstyle. Before, wearing dresses felt strange." I nodded. Then with her, walking along the clothing racks in the shop, the feeling wasn't too bad. Occasionally I'd take a set, holding it up against her shoulder to try. After a round of selection, I took a white traditional collar top and an elegant horse-face skirt, placing them in her hands. Amber Xie looked at the outfit, breathing with slight relief. Fortunately I didn't choose overly flashy ones. Otherwise she wouldn't dare wearing them. "Go try them on. See if they fit," I said, while she went into the fitting room. I walked to the traditional accessories display counter, selecting for a while. A wooden hairpin with a light jade stone immediately caught my attention. After she finishes changing, I'll use this hairpin to pin her hair. Definitely both beautiful and elegant. Thinking of Lily studying diligently, I also selected a small flower hair clip. Then suddenly remembering Amber Lee supervising Lily's studies, I glanced around, feeling nothing suited gifting her. At least with my status. These items aren't convenient to give. Does this shop have anything for wishing exam success? I asked the shop owner. The owner took from the drawer below the counter an ancient coin, giving it to me. I saw the front engraved, Golden Hall Legend. The back engraved, Sharp Sword Great Man. This is an ancient coin from old times, meaning passing exams into the Golden Hall, meeting the Emperor for rewards. The shop owner introduced. I nodded. Make it into a necklace pendant for me. Finishing, I glanced toward the fitting room. Right now Amber Xie was slowly stepping out, thanks to years of training. Her posture stood very straight. In the white traditional collar top and elegant horse-face skirt, she had both strength and gentleness. Each step made others unable to look away. She approached me, lightly brushing a few strands of hair by her ear, hesitantly asking, "How is it? Such beautiful clothes. Do I look strange wearing them? I think we should listen to Grandpa. The 2 kids in 3 years matter should be considered soon." I teased, smiling. Amber Xia's face immediately flushed. She bowed her head. She shyly raised her fist, lightly punching my chest. Immediately after seeming to remember something, she quickly withdrew her hand. Seeing I was fine, she finally breathed with relief. "Turn around, I have a gift for you," I said. I took out the wooden hairpin, following exactly the method the shop owner just showed, beginning to style Amber Xia's hair. Due to clumsy technique, I accidentally poked her head a few times. Seeing the hair now neatly bunned, I nodded satisfied, then saying, "Turn around so I can see." "Is it beautiful?" Amber Xie asked nervously. I smiled, answering, "Very beautiful, young lady." Chapter 157. What you're best at isn't necessarily what you like. Leaving the traditional clothing shop, Amber Xia's mood lifted considerably. She glanced at me, then bowing her head, looking at the outfit on herself, nodding lightly. Truly a playboy is still a playboy. Clearly knows how to please girls, she thought silently. After that I also brought her. Strolling through several other women's clothing stores, Amber Xie had a beautiful figure. Only pity, her height exceeded standard a bit. The advantage was when wearing tall socks or leggings, looking extremely attractive, but the disadvantage was when wearing short skirts. She had to constantly hold the hem with her hands. But thinking carefully, perhaps that's not really a disadvantage. Strolling around a while, I bought her several more long traditional style dresses. Looking at my watch, already nearly 9 p.m. "Let's go, time to go home. Don't forget what you promised me," I said. Amber Xie froze. Then remembering tomorrow she couldn't meet Drake Long, And had to watch over Lily. She nodded lightly. On the drive, she secretly glanced at my profile. Somehow, in her heart arose a feeling of vague reluctance. Are you living alone? Or with Aunt Kim? I asked. She answered, now I live with Grandpa, Uncle Tiger Jr. and my mother. Saying this, she lightly stroked her long hair. Feeling a bit worried. Don't know if everyone at home will accept this new image. I said, if Uncle Tiger Jr. dares cutting your hair, tell Grandpa immediately, understand? Right now your most important mission is conquering me. You dressing like this is just implementing the beauty trap. You're completely forced. Actually you don't want this. Just that I'm too perverted. I said while laughing. Amber Xie laughed lightly, thanks. Thanks for what? We're siblings. But siblings must settle accounts clearly. Want to pay cash or transfer? I joked. Amber Xie glanced at me, huffing coldly. The touched feeling from just now completely vanished. I smiled. Just kidding. Why are you angry? But must admit, now you look much more adorable. Amber Xie stayed silent, turning her face to view the scenery outside the window. Never before had anyone said she was adorable. She remained silent a long while. Then asking, I did so many excessive things. You truly don't hate me? I pulled out a tissue, rolling it into a tube, biting it like a fake cigarette. Fortunately I know you were raised by Uncle Tiger Jr. Otherwise today, you'd have tasted my Ip Man of Riverside City fist. The car drove quickly near Riverside High School. I asked, in a moment, want coming up with me? Or should I take you home directly? Amber Xie looked at her watch, already late. She said, drop me at the school gate. My car is parked there. I nodded. Then saying softly, remember this well, what you're good at isn't necessarily what you truly like. Don't confuse the two. Amber Xie looked at me suspiciously. This statement was quite strange. I stroked my chin, trying to appear mature. When you're my age, you'll understand. Well, we're here, get out. I still need picking up my sister. Amber Xie ground her teeth, whatever. Pervert. Then, slam. She slammed the car door shut. Seeing the just slammed door, I felt a pang in my heart. After that I drove to Amber Lee's house. Lily and Amber Lee were sitting on the living room sofa, waiting for me. Little sister frowned, asking, where did you go for so long? Why coming back only now? I smiled, taking out the small hair clip, gently lifting her face, then clipping it in her hair. Warmth from my palm transmitted, making Lily's face flush. Her earlier anger also completely vanished. She hugged my waist, taking a light breath, not smelling any other girl's scent on my clothes. She smiled secretly. Brother didn't guiltily give gifts because of cheating. Shirley went out. He still always thought of me. Though tonight he came home a bit late. But fine, I'll forgive him. I held tight this koala. Lily was just like a koala. I also walked before Amber Lee. From my jacket pocket, I took out a copper coin tied with red string. This is a gift for you. This thing seems called flower money gift. Its meaning is wishing you exam success and glory. Amber Lee froze slightly. Never expected also having a gift. She accepted the gift and wore it around her neck. The copper coin slid along her smooth white neck, falling into a deep valley between her chest. Thank you, she said softly. I stared at where the flower coin fell, also softly saying thanks. Amber Lee raised her hand covering her chest. Her face immediately flushed. I mean thanks for supervising my studies. I quickly explained. Definitely not thanking for the meal invite. Lily wasn't happy. She lightly bumped my chest. Brother, let's go home quickly. I breathed with relief. Truly at critical moments, my sister is most reliable. I coughed lightly. Then we're leaving first, on the other side. Amber Xie had arrived home. She looked at her watch, already past 9 p.m. All because of me, dragging on until so late. She complained, annoyed, cautiously opening the door, wanting to take advantage when no one noticed, sneaking straight to her room. But when the door just opened, the room's lights immediately shone out. She shrank her neck, trembling slightly, then slowly entering the room. The sound at the door made the three people inside simultaneously turned their heads looking. When seeing the long-haired girl was Amber Xie, the three froze momentarily. Amber Xie also felt somewhat shy, standing still before the three, bowing her head, fidgeting with her hair. Joyce Xie hurriedly stepped forward, circling Amber Xie twice. Seeing her daughter's current appearance, couldn't help laughing happily. She'd bought her daughter so many cute dresses, just hoping she'd look more feminine. She herself tried for years without success. Yet Luke Liu in just one day made her completely transform. Amber, today meeting little Luke, what was your impression? She asked while smiling. He's truly a damned pervert. Amber Xie huffed lightly. Tiger Jr. frowned. Your hair this long. Everyday styling. Don't know how much time it wastes. During training, if something gets in your hair, cleaning is also troublesome. I think still better cutting it short. Like before, neat and clean. Amber Xie pressed her lips, suddenly remembering what I told her. She looked at Tiger Xie saying, Grandpa, Luke told me he likes girls with long hair. This outfit and hairstyle, he helped me choose. Actually, I don't like it either. He forced me. Right as Tiger Xie was still thinking, his phone received a message. He opened it. A message I sent. A video of Amber Xie in the salon, pouting, making cute poses before the mirror. Grandpa, Amber is so adorable, right? Don't cut her hair. I already spent a lot of pocket money today buying clothes and styling Amber's hair, so came back a bit late. By now she should be home safely. Tiger Xie looked at my caring words, feeling his great-granddaughter finally had someone cherishing her. His heart filled with indescribable joy. He raised his head looking at Amber Xie, only seeing Tiger Jr. already holding scissors, walking before Amber Xie. He immediately struck with his cane. Unfilial child. Dare touching my great-granddaughter? Chapter 158. I haven't even finished texting Tiger Xie. I held my guitar entering the bathroom to record the song. The song I promised recording for Grace Hiu, then sending to her. Finishing everything, I showered briefly, then went to the gaming room. Inside, Summer was hugging Lily, both playing games together. Please don't die anymore. Though Summer's technique wasn't as good as Lily's. Each level, she barely passed by the skin of her teeth. What's barbecue chicken standing there for? Why not quickly pour your beloved sister and little sister water? Summer commanded. Right. Barbecue chicken laughed foolishly, responding. After Lily coordinated with Summer, she realized this game was actually quite fun. Suddenly remembering last time when I played games with her, she couldn't help glancing at me resentfully. I ground my teeth angrily. Believe it or not, I'll juice barbecue chicken and make you drink it. Summer patted Lily's stomach. That's your brother's handmade work. Later you must drink it all. Lily thought a moment, imagining the taste of that muscle juice. Her face wrinkled completely. I patted Lily's head. I won't make you drink it. We'll make fourth sister drink instead. Then I'll hold her arms and legs tight, while you pinch her nose. Summer pouted. When you two plan this? Not planning to avoid me? I laughed, taking both their cups, preparing to pour them water. I want happy soda with 4 vintage 82 ice cubes. Summer said, brother, I want fresh squeezed orange juice. Also want 4 small vintage 82 ice cubes. Hearing Lily finish, I could only sigh. Must quickly think of a way to send Summer back early. This noon Lily made me peel shrimp for her, now making me prepare fresh squeezed orange juice. All spoiled by Summer. After pouring drinks for both, I squeezed between them on the sofa. With my skill level, definitely can't play this game. But watching them coordinate was also quite interesting. Lily crawled out from Summer's arms, then silently sitting on my lap. Little Luke, today did you meet Amber Xie? Dad said you must produce 2 kids in 3 years. When passing the new level, Summer put down the controller, asking curiously, 3 years later I still haven't passed grad school exams. How could I have kids? I answered seriously. Didn't Dad teach us? Professional matters must be handled by professionals. I looked at Summer, smiling meaningfully. Right. Fourth sister, seems tomorrow the principal will recommend you for grad school. So 3 years later you'll be a grad student. What about it? Summer reflexively answered. Then suddenly pausing. Her face immediately flushed. She grabbed the sofa pillow, throwing it straight at me. Good, little Luke. Dare having designs on me? I quickly begged for mercy. I just said then you'll be a grad student. Can do grad student work. Not saying you and I together do grad student work. I haven't even applied yet. Who says not applying means can't do grad student work? Summer said with red face. So is there documentary video? We should stay silent. I laughed answering. You can't look. Lily held up a pillow. Little sister follows sister into battle. Together beat this lustful guy to death. Summer held a pillow in each hand. I immediately turned running from the gaming room. Running to my bedroom. Grabbing a pillow to counterattack. After a fierce, exhilarating battle, I gently pinched Lily's cheek. Now do you still consider me your dearest brother? Just now you hit pretty hard. Lily hugged my arm, biting lightly. She glanced at me, then releasing my arm, bending down kissing my fingertip lightly. I froze, looking at my still wet fingertip, then turning to look at Summer, wiping it on her pajama hem. Hey little Luke, I saw everything, Summer said dissatisfied. Luke Lou, always act honorably and righteously, I said confidently, then patting Lily's head. Tomorrow after I take you to school, we'll go with fourth sister to her school. I already messaged Amber Shea. Told her tomorrow to help me take good care of you. No need hiding in the restroom anymore. When the time comes, sweet soft little sister will smell like the restroom. Then no one will want her anymore. Lily startled, huffing. I won't smell like the restroom. But brother, I also want visiting the university campus. If I can tour beforehand, I'll definitely have more motivation to study. No, leave that opportunity for other classmates, I said sternly, with Teacher Lou supervising. I absolutely won't let you skip class. Summer nodded, then instructing, little sister must study diligently. Our family having someone fail college entrance exams. One person is enough. Hey, I looked up at Summer. Who says I can't pass college entrance exams? Just need reviewing a bit. Consolidating knowledge, not talking about prestigious schools, but getting into regular colleges. Still easy as pie. Your test scores added up aren't even as high as your weight. You still want passing college entrance exams? Summer mocked. Me being fat is your fault. I teased back. Summer raised her pillow, pretending stern. Come here, Grandpa. I also grabbed a pillow. Seeing my imposing momentum, she turned asking Lily, who will you help? Look at your brother daring to call me fat. Where am I fat? All these years. Still maintaining the same weight. Those little cookies. French fries. Happy soda. Fried chicken and barbecue. I've tried hard restraining myself. Lily held her pillow, silently retreating from the scene, showing she wouldn't help either side. Seeing Lily's revolutionary betrayal, Summer immediately sat back on the bed, speaking sincerely, little Luke. I'm your blood sister. I only want what's best for you. Sit down quickly. Put down the pillow. We're all family. Senior year still has 1 year left. You must study hard. Otherwise, when she goes to college in another city, will you stay home alone? I put down the pillow, looking at Lily, thinking a moment. Summer gently tiptoed, snatching the pillow from my hands, laughing, ha ha. Little Luke, accept your death. Chapter 159. The little stick returns again. Without Lily's help, Summer lasted less than 3 minutes before defeat. I confiscated her 2 pillows. Not playing anymore, not playing. Little Luke, I was wrong. Summer hugged her head continuously begging for mercy. When standing up, she hugged Lily, beginning to sob complaints. Am I no longer the sister you love most? Just now little Luke bullied me like that. Yet you didn't help at all. Lily shook her head, firmly answering, the one I love most is brother. I immediately retrieved Lily from her arms, patting her head saying, hear clearly? She loves brother most. Summer took 2 deep breaths, trying to calm her mood, then using her hand to fix her messy hair. Little Luke, the principal scheduled us to meet in his office tomorrow afternoon. What time should we leave? Shouldn't we go right after I drop Lily at school? I asked surprised. Then frowning, looking Summer up and down. Don't tell me you're planning afternoon. After finishing talking with the principal, letting me go home immediately? Not planning to take me touring around campus? Summer felt slightly guilty, avoiding my gaze. Of course not. Don't falsely accuse me. You're a student I'm guiding. How could I treat you as a tool? I showed a cunning smile. Then at 7 in the morning, I'll call you up and we'll go together. Summer's eyes immediately sharpened, sternly criticizing me. Didn't you teach Lily not to skip class? Yet you yourself plan skipping? If I were you, I'd definitely stay with little sister. Finish the morning session seriously, then go to Riverside. Going in the afternoon is perfect. Comrade Luke Liu, you're truly an example of serious two-facedness. This thinking is very warped. Hope you can recognize your mistakes. Lily hugged her pillow, continuously nodding. You're truly two-faced. I pinched her cheek lightly. Fine. Tomorrow I'll stay and study with you for half the morning. Then looking at Summer, completely exhausted. This way shouldn't ruin your sleep in anymore. I only care about your studies. Plus both your and little sister's futures. Summer immediately retorted. Lily tilted her head, looking at me. Her face gradually flushing. My and your future? Fourth sister is truly a good person, I thought silently. Early the next morning, taking advantage while Lily still slept soundly, I lightly stroked her short hair. Wonder if long hair might be even prettier? I shook my head, feeling if Lily got someone else's hair extensions, touching them would feel strange. Lily squeezed her eyes shut. Right when I stroked her hair, she'd already woken, but was curious. Would brother do anything weird? When thinking she hadn't woken, she pretended still sleeping, tilting her head slightly, lips slightly pouting. But seeing she truly hadn't woken, I bent down, gently pinching her nose. Lily unhappily opened her eyes, lightly hitting my hand. Brother, can't you wake me another way? I withdrew my hand. Quickly get up and wash your face. In a moment make fourth sister a black coffee. After all, later she has to drive to Riverside. Being sleepy isn't good. You're truly terrible, Lily said, quietly annoyed. She looked at the clock. No wonder I woke up so early today. You only care about fourth sister? Don't falsely accuse me, I said immediately. After washing my face, I ran downstairs, taking advantage while Summer hadn't woken. I drank her entire glass of milk, then rinsing the cup briefly. After that, making her a full cup of black coffee. To let Lily feel participating, I had her stir the coffee. For me, I patted her head. Now we're allies. Lily nodded vigorously. Yeah. We're on the same team. Actually, she didn't understand anything, but still couldn't refuse my words. Not long after, Summer rubbed her eyes, staggering to the dining table, asking sleepily, "Why'd you two wake so early today?" She yawned. "Shouldn't I be drinking milk this morning?" She looked up, seeing only her cup had coffee, while mine and Lily's cups were both milk. Seeing my calm appearance, Summer immediately understood what happened. She took her coffee cup, pouring it straight into my glass, kindly saying, "Little Luke, going to school in the morning. Drink some black coffee to wake up less sleepy." Seeing her coffee cup still half full, she also poured the rest into Lily's glass. "Drink some black coffee. Study more alertly. Our family failing college entrance exams. One person is enough." Finishing, she took the empty cup to wash. I made myself a glass of warm milk. I shook my head. The coffee smell is truly too strong. Summer is truly a cunning little fox. Not easy tricking her. After breakfast, before leaving, I turned, reminding her, "I'll arrive at Riverside University around 1:30 p.m. Calculate the time properly." Summer finished her warm milk, her eyes already closing, barely able to open. Voice sleepy, answering, "Rest assured, I'll definitely arrive on time." Seeing Summer's current appearance, I could only helplessly shake my head. Waking early then sleeping in. That should be my rhythm. Never expected that Salted Fish Lou is enjoying it instead of me. I returned to class. Because I woke earlier than usual, the classroom still didn't have many people. I placed a sandwich on Fatty's desk, then resting my head on the desk, planning to catch up on sleep. When returning to my seat, I surprisingly discovered Lily's desk, still placed right next to mine. But Amber Shia's desk had been moved away. I glanced at Lily. She was gently eating her layered pastry piece by piece. When noticing my gaze, she used the small spoon to scoop a piece. Then offering it to my mouth, I shook my head. I just saw clearly. She had just put the entire spoon in her mouth. Lily looked at me, seeing me firmly refusing to open my mouth. She glanced around, discovering the classroom still didn't have many students. Then leaning close to my ear, using a voice only we could hear, whispering softly, "Little stick is coming." I startled, opening my mouth unconsciously. Lily took the opportunity putting the pastry in my mouth. I patted her head. "Where'd you learn such improper things?" Lily's face flushed, pretending calm, scooping another piece of pastry for herself, whispering, "Fourth sister taught me." I sighed. Indeed, must quickly send that salted fish away. I raised 2 fingers, drawing circles before Lily's face. Voice hypnotizing, "Everything fourth sister taught you. Quickly forget it all. Hurry and forget those things." Lily giggled, scooping another spoonful of pastry, mimicking mischievously, "Little pastry is coming, Tilda." Chapter 160. Give childhood an umbrella. Actually, after eating the first bite, I didn't feel disgusted anymore. Seeing Lily's clear, innocent eyes, I guessed she just wanted me tasting the pastry. Nothing major about this. After all, we're family. Sharing a spoon. What's wrong with that? After finishing the pastry, the classroom gradually filled with people. I rested my head on the desk, starting to feel sleepy, while Lily picked up her book, beginning her study journey. Suddenly the classroom buzzed with shocked whispers. All eyes directed at the person just entering. Who is this person? Our classmate? A new transfer student? Our class has another new student? No way. Seems like the transfer student from yesterday. Impossible. Yesterday he didn't have long hair like this. Maybe it's a wig? Hearing the surrounding discussion, I yawned long, looking up at Amber Shea. He still wore a white shirt and horseface skirt. Outside the white shirt, wearing a black jacket, must admit, really looks very beautiful. Amber Shea walked to his seat, surprised looking at me. "Didn't you say you wouldn't come today? I just wanted seeing if your hair got cut. After all, I spent quite a bit of money on it." Amber Shea sat down. Lily curiously glanced at Amber Shea, then touching her short hair, only able to tie a small tuft, asking me, "Brother, do you like girls with long hair?" Amber Shea's hand holding the book paused slightly. Clearly he also wanted hearing my answer. I patted Lily's head, measuring the length of her small tuft with my fingers, then smiling. "Right now I like girls with hair this long. But boys naturally change. Tomorrow I'll like girls with hair this long." While speaking, I widened the distance between my 2 fingers. Lily turned away, huffing lightly, but still gently grasping my hand, swaying it lightly under the desk. Amber Shea huffed coldly, recovering his inherent cold expression. Truly a sister-obsessed pervert. I raised my eyebrows. "If you had a sister as adorable as mine, you'd like her too." "Wouldn't like her," Amber Shea answered decisively. "Oh, true. After all, you're sister-obsessed." I teased back. "But what if my third sister called you sister?" Just imagining that scene, Amber Shea's face immediately flushed. Truly a sister-obsessed pervert. I laughed until bent over. I again looked at Amber Shea's hair, though no longer neat like when just finished yesterday. Clearly had been combed very carefully. Yesterday when leaving the TCM hospital, I saw Amber Shea fidgeting with his hair. He said when young, his hair was cut exactly like a boy's. I roughly guessed what kind of childhood Amber Shea lived. After all, raised by Uncle Tiger Jr. Such a life is normal. Perhaps because having been rained on, so wanting to hold an umbrella for others. Also because of this, last night I suddenly felt inspired, leading Amber Shea to get hair extensions, fulfilling the wish he'd harbored for years. Otherwise, with Tiger Jr.'s stubborn nature and Amber Shea's sullen temperament, probably have to wait until grass grows on Tiger Jr.'s grave. Before Amber Xie would think about trying long hair, childhood candy. When grown up, eating it again loses its sweetness. But childhood bitterness, even when mature, encountering it again still tastes bitter as before. Why are you staring at me? Amber Xie turned looking at me surprised. I paid for your hair extensions, can't even look a bit? I answered like that, then withdrawing my gaze, taking several books from the desk drawer, placing them on the desk as a pillow. Not long after, Drake Long and Wendy Liang entered the classroom one after another. When Drake Long saw Amber Xia's, captivating both genders, appearance, his excitement showed clearly, though not knowing what I said to convince Amber Xie to dress like this. But after one day together yesterday, he could clearly feel that Amber Xie always compared him to me, constantly measuring bit by bit. Amber, today you're truly too beautiful. Gives me the feeling of a heroine, Drake Long said while smiling. Amber Xie only nodded lightly, eyes fixed on the book before him. Yesterday he promised me not to talk with Drake Long today, so now planning to stay silent with him all day. Drake Long pulled a chair, sitting right beside Amber Xie, trying to make conversation about yesterday when you told me about our nation's military situation. Last night I even went online researching more materials. In history then. Amber Xie heard Drake Long's voice, but eyes still focused on the book page, not showing any reaction. Topics that yesterday seemed interesting, today couldn't spark any interest. He glanced at me sleeping with my head down, then remembering yesterday afternoon in the pavilion, sitting chatting casually with Fairy Sister. And this pervert couldn't remember what was said. Those words had no focus, but made him feel happy. Suddenly he remembered what I said before parting yesterday. What you're good at isn't necessarily what you truly like. That moment, his mind felt enlightened. Turns out he never liked military topics. Just because family circumstances exposed him more, so became more proficient than others. Like how poor children must do housework early, so better at housework, but doesn't mean they like housework. His eyes looked at Drake Long, then straightforwardly saying, Drake, class is starting soon. Go back to your seat. Drake Long's face briefly showed embarrassment, but immediately regaining composure. Sorry, Amber, yesterday's analysis of various nations' strength you discussed got me too excited, so this morning wanted sharing more. Disturbed your studying. Let's continue when school ends. Or during lunch break. Before leaving, Drake Long even glanced at me resentfully, as if I was the reason Amber Xie acted cold toward him. Seeing Drake Long leave, Amber Xie lightly tapped my shoulder. I yawned, long turning. What? Want someone to talk to? Amber Xie stood up from his chair, bowing deeply before me, saying softly, sorry. His action was too sudden, making many surrounding classmates curiously look over. What's happening? Amber Xie, suddenly bowing, apologizing to Luke? You fool, don't you see how much Amber Xie changed? Yesterday still calling Luke his fiancé. Now apologizing. Must have broken up. Yeah, I thought it was a mistress. Apologizing to the husband. Hearing the surrounding discussion, my face darkened, feeling like everyone's eyes even emitted faint green light. Fine. This time you truly made me lose face, buddy. Chapter 161. I'm almost there. Hearing the classroom whispers, Amber Xia's face flushed. He immediately sat back down, glancing at me, then saying softly again, sorry. I sighed lightly. Who told you to be raised by Uncle Tiger Jr.? I'm used to it. Lily slumped, asking, brother, where exactly did you two go yesterday? She felt a bit regretful. Last night only staying to study with Sister Amber. Instead of following me out, just took him for hair extensions. Then bought him a few outfits, I said. I glanced at Amber Xie. Incidentally also helped him with psychological counseling. Lily frowned, then seriously instructing Amber Xie. My brother treats everyone well like this, but you're not allowed liking him. Hearing Lily's tone like declaring sovereignty, I laughed aloud, while laughing, patting her head. Teasing, then won't anyone like me? Wouldn't that be pitiful? Lily put down her book, leaning over, hugging me, Voice full of resentment. Having me like you isn't enough? I pinched her cheek lightly. Enough, enough. Life now is already sweet enough. Meeting another sister as sweet as you. I'd definitely get diabetes. Lily looked up, holding a pen up before me. When you really get diabetes, I'll inject insulin for you. Puff. The pen tip lightly poked my chest. I patted her shoulder. Come on, study quickly. Otherwise later won't even have money for insulin. Lily withdrew the pen, glancing at Amber Shea provocatively. Then bowing her head to read. Seeing Lily's appearance, Amber Shea's whole body broke out in goosebumps. He understood now why Lily's appearance and style resembled Grace Hugh, both innocent lively girls. But toward Lily, he couldn't have any goodwill. Grace Hyu's eyes were gentle. She liked me as a younger brother. Therefore toward her brother's friends, she also had some affection spreading over. While Lily's eyes were full of possessiveness, she liked me as an older brother. So always hated other girls approaching me. Moreover, that gentleness and adorableness was reserved only for me. Toward others, she was completely cold. Amber Shea again looked at me from head to toe. After one day of contact, he had a completely different view of me. If I were ordinary, when he pressed me against the desk and deliberately disrupted my relationships, I'd already be angry. Couldn't possibly that evening still take him for extensions. Give him a hairpin, then message his grandpa, preventing Uncle Tiger Jr. from cutting his hair. Looking at me now, completely unlike the type Uncle Tiger Jr. described. About wanting 2 kids in 3 years. If saying I want 13 years and 2 kids with Lily would be more reasonable. He shook his head lightly, withdrawing his gaze from me. Initially Amber Shea planned making me hate him. That way, I'd proposed to his grandpa canceling the engagement. He'd opposed this countless times. But to no avail. Now the situation changed. He didn't want me hating him anymore. Just being able to coexist normally was fine. The dismissal bell rang. I stretched, yawning long. Sometimes I find it strange. Past life working, I didn't sleep this much. Scratching my head, I remembered back then, every night thinking, not playing on my phone a bit more would be wasteful. What if I die suddenly tomorrow? Brother, I'm hungry. Lily grasped my hand, placing it on her stomach. I lightly poked her stomach several times. Here's where you ate this morning's bread. Here's the sweet pastry. And here's last night's orange juice. Lily blushed, pushing my hand away, huffing lightly. Before going to eat at the cafeteria, I called Summer. Hello, 4th sister. I'll be at Riverside University gates in about half an hour. Where are you now? A long yawn echoed in the receiver. I'm almost there too. Driving while so sleepy, finishing then hanging up immediately. Lily looked at me curiously. Brother, is our place that close to Riverside University? I shook my head. Driving probably takes nearly an hour. Then why did you? I just wanted testing whether 4th sister woke up yet, so she won't keep treating me like an errand boy. I smiled answering. After lunch, I held Lily's hand. This afternoon I must meet 4th sister. If I can't get back before dismissal, just go to Sister Amber's place, understand? Lily nodded, voice full of resentment, but you must come back early. Can't be like yesterday. Rest assured, won't happen. I lightly thought of Summer. Probably, won't, right? I looked at Amber Shea, instructing. If I can't get back in time, help me take her to yesterday's apartment complex, also. Don't let Drake Long get close. He's both poor and has no good intentions. In the original story, at this current point, Drake Long should have already befriended Tiger Shea, plus extracted a large sum from the Liu family. But now it's different. Besides overwhelming hatred in his heart, he has nothing. I suddenly remembered something. Immediately sending Drake Long's photo and class information to Blade, asking him to secretly monitor Drake Long. See who he's secretly contacting. I also specifically reminded that Drake Long has very high combat ability. Don't follow directly, better ambush from a distance. After finishing everything, I sat in my blood-red Ferrari, starting the engine, then calling Summer. Hello, 4th sister, I'll be at your school in 10 minutes. Are you almost there? Almost. Just stuck in traffic a bit. Probably another half hour. Get there first and find a place to rest. Summer finished, hurriedly hanging up. Before the other end disconnected, I clearly heard water flushing the toilet. I looked at my watch, guessing after she finishes using the restroom, she'll depart immediately. I started driving to Riverside University, just turning off the highway. I stopped the car on the shoulder, calling her again. Fourth sister, I've been waiting at the school gate for half an hour. Why aren't you here yet? Stuck at the highway exit. Rest assured, I'm almost there, Summer said decisively. I looked around suspiciously. The highway exit was completely empty, not a single car. Are they all invisible cars? Please take your highway pass card. The cold robotic voice sounded. I muttered softly, fine. Fourth sister, you never lie without blinking. Probably almost there. Chapter 162. Wishing you millions annually. I sighed lightly. Summer truly lied without blinking. That highway section at least took half an hour to drive through. Meaning, I still had to wait at least another half hour for her. Arriving at Riverside University gates, I parked the car, then took out my phone to play. Not long after, came, knock on the window. I turned around. Seeing outside were two beautiful girls. I immediately understood what was happening. Turning off the engine, then opening the door and stepping out. Hello, sir. Could we get acquainted? One girl brushed her hair, asking me sweetly. I shook my head. This car is rented. Photos 10 yuan for 3. Both girls looked at me doubtfully. Then suddenly their eyes brightened. You're barbecue chicken, right? My mouth twitched. Never expected the barbecue chicken title would reach even Riverside University. Barbecue chicken. Can we take photos with you? Barbecue chicken. Record a short video with us. What? BBQ Chicken came to our school. Didn't the school invite him to record a promotional video? Promote what? Promoting the cafeteria's barbecue chicken wings? In moments, curious college students crowded densely. Hey, what are people in front pushing for? Don't know, just see crowds. So just queuing up, heard there's something called barbecue chicken here. Plus something about 10 yuan for 3 chicken wings. Huh, isn't it small drumsticks? 10 yuan for 3? What? Drumsticks 10 yuan for 3. At that price, after eating. No more constipation. I looked at the surging crowd. Helplessly starting business. If only before leaving, I'd gotten the principal's phone number from Summer. I showed my familiar fake smile, starting to take photos with female fans. The first two girls quickly stepped up, maintaining order. Many students had to queue for dozens of minutes. Reaching their turn, they looked at me, faces full of confusion. Aren't we taking photos with chicken wings? Where are the chicken wings? One girl explained. This is taking photos with barbecue chicken, not chicken wings. I looked at those students, feeling somewhat guilty. Their eyes immediately turned disappointed, as if I'd tricked them out of 3 drumsticks. But thinking again, after queuing so long, they still happily took photos with me. Occasionally some extroverted people curiously asked me a few questions. Barbecue chicken bro, is that car really yours? Could buy a Ferrari in one night? Is being an influencer really that profitable now? No, his car is rented. A kind-hearted girl helped me explain. Oh. Then wishing barbecue chicken bro soon earns millions annually. Then buy your own Ferrari. I blinked several times. Did you just curse me? If not for too many people around, I'd have fought with that girl who just wished that. If the Lu group only made a few million a year, would have gone bankrupt long ago. Barbecue chicken bro, can you sing your famous song again? No. Next question. Barbecue chicken bro, do you have a girlfriend? No. Next. Barbecue chicken bro, do you have a boyfriend? I reflexively stepped back. Everyone make way a bit, after being forced to work for an entire hour. A middle-aged man with a kind face led 4 security guards into the crowd. Summer. In the crowd, I immediately spotted her and the principal. Before he could give orders, the security captain already charged before me. pressing his hand heavily on my shoulder. I glared, cursing. Damn it. Still dare cursing? The other 3 security guards also rushed over. Barbecue chicken bro. What's happening? Don't tell me getting famous made you arrogant? Not eating chicken wings anymore, switched to eating fans? I think that's it. Otherwise why would that girl earlier point straight at him like that? No wonder today even rented a Ferrari. Turns out it's for picking up girls. Everyone in school don't leave. The principal broke out in cold sweat. Originally inviting me today. Wanted my help restoring the school's image. But now if rumors spread, Luke Liu doesn't eat chicken wings. Only eats fans. Riverside University is finished. The principal slapped the back of the security captain's head. Let go. He's my invited guest. Sorry about that. I thought you were bullying our female students. The security captain bowed, apologizing. I rotated my wrist. Though thick-skinned and sturdy. Completely unharmed. But fine. Won't hold it against him. I ground my teeth looking at Summer, eyes like wanting to kill. She immediately shrank her neck, glancing around, but finding nowhere to hide. I glanced at the security captain. This fierce tiger style. Could he be one of Uncle Tiger Jr.'s men? The security captain's face immediately brightened. You know Colonel Tiger? I turned my head elsewhere, being near Tiger Jr. too long. Everyone catches the tiger disease. Amber Xie is like that. This captain is no different. The principal coughed lightly, stepping forward before the crowd, explaining, today I invited this blogger to help the school record a promotional video. That female student earlier just helped me confirm his identity. Summer took a deep breath, pointing at me, explaining, this is my younger brother. Hearing the principal and her say so, the gathered students gradually dispersed. Summer hesitated a bit, then walked beside me, trying to salvage a bit of remaining sibling affection. She tiptoed up, patting my head. Be good now. The only place to cry is the restroom or bathroom. If you want crying, I can take you there to cry a bit. My mouth twitched. Aren't bathroom and restroom the same place? I grabbed her face, pulling lightly on both sides. This is the almost there you mentioned? If I believe you one more period, then I'm truly a fool. Summer quickly patted my hand, pleading. Little brother, I know I was wrong. But the road was truly congested. I tried my best rushing here. Do you know? Seeing you suffering, being forced to work like this. My heart aches so much. At most, when we get home, I'll kiss little sister twice. Let her comfort you for me. I released my hands from her cheeks. Shouldn't you comfort me yourself? Why kiss her? You're grown up now, and I'm still an unmarried girl. If I kiss you, how will I get married later? Plus, I told her to pass on the message. If she refuses, that's not my fault. Summer argued back, then hooking my arm, acting cute. Let's go. The principal is getting impatient. From now on, my grad school matters depend entirely on you. Chapter 163. All thanks to you paying my tuition. After we finished arguing, the principal walked before me. Hello. I'm William Wong, principal of Riverside University. I nodded. Hello, Principal Chen. Summer nudged my side with her elbow, whispering, the principal's surname is Wong. I froze slightly, scratching my head, embarrassed. Sorry, Principal Wong. I'm too careless. Our school's welcome ceremony is truly special. Principal Wong smiled kindly. Small matter, often mistaken. I heard from Summer you're only in 11th grade this year. One more year until college entrance exams. Let me take you touring the campus first. Riverside University is one of the top 20 schools nationwide. Has complete laboratory facilities, modern teaching facilities, even has separate master's and doctoral programs. The campus scenery is beautiful. Occasionally seeing young students holding up phones, recording short videos. Our school always encourages students to try careers related to free media. In the school's startup zone, there are even students specializing in short video work. Principal Wong introduced. After walking a small loop, only covering about a third of campus, already took nearly an hour. Principal Wong introduced the school's educational philosophy, school songs and slogans, plus formation history and famous alumni. All briefly mentioned by him. Principal Wong. Perhaps now we should go to the office to discuss business. Walking so much my legs are completely sore. Principal Wong nodded, leading me to the office in the administrative building. Sitting down, he poured each person a cup of hot tea. Now Luke, about you posting videos, and establishing a special support fund helping rural elementary schools. This fund matter. After school discussion, we plan to invest $1 million first to establish the fund. Then we'll contact more outstanding alumni, plus call for social donations to mobilize more capital. All funds and expenses will be publicly transparent online for everyone's supervision. I looked at Principal William Wong. Initially, I just wanted establishing a small fund helping rural schools. Just a spontaneous thought then. But seeing his serious appearance now, I guessed he truly planned making it reality. We too discussed fund mobilization methods and how to evaluate, sponsor rural elementary schools. Finally, reached agreement. After settling several details preliminarily, Principal Wong looked at me somewhat embarrassed. About the rice fragrance video you recorded before. The school also made a sample version, suitable for promoting the school's image. Wonder if it's possible to post another video using your account? Saying this, he stood up, taking a laptop from his desk, showing me their sample video. I frowned. Originally I recorded rice fragrance to call society's attention to rural elementary schools, also conveniently helping Summer say a few words. If now recording school promotional videos, I'm afraid, will overshadow the original meaning. I looked at the screen, only seeing several female bloggers dancing in the campus. These student girls all have over 100,000 followers, specializing in dance and appearance short videos. The young teachers said, this type of video suits current youth style better. We plan spending about $30,000. Wonder if you can collaborate filming together. Then post as co-creation. I frowned, breathing out deeply, then looking at Principal Wong. 30,000, then 30,000. Which account to transfer to? Right then Summer just took a sip of tea, immediately spitting it out laughing. All your thoughts are exposed. That amount is the school's payment to you. If you agree, I'll arrange for students to come film immediately. Wait, I think 30,000 is a bit too little. Add another 10,000, transfer it all into my sister's tuition. I see her studies aren't going well, so have teachers supervise her more. I pulled tissues from the desk, wiping the wet tea stains on myself. As I know, last week she already skipped 2 classes. That guaranteed grad school spot, I think, should also be reconsidered carefully. I added. Principal Wong froze slightly, then nodding. We will strictly supervise Summer's studies. From now on, every class will require teachers to call her name, ensuring she won't dare skipping anymore. Seeing his siblings arguing intensely, like about to fight any moment, he silently led other teachers, leaving the office. The door just closed. Summer immediately hugged my arm tight. I don't need the guarantee anymore. I don't need being called on every class. I know I was wrong. I truly know my mistake. My whole life. I interrupted, planning to chant? I understand. From now on, every class. Not only roll call, but also constantly worried, praying teachers won't call on me. Summer felt struck by lightning, feeling her entire student life suddenly lost all color. Is this all my life amounts to? Seeing her dejected appearance, I also softened. I lightly patted her head, comforting. Don't worry, just answering questions. When the time comes, I'll discuss with the principal. Have teachers notify you beforehand to review. Guaranteed no surprise questions. Summer's chest heaved with anger. Luke Liu, do you want dying with me? Chapter 164. Pai Luke, let's go. Less than a moment later, Summer immediately remembered the fear of being pinned to the bed last night, making her sigh very deeply. Resistance is futile. She felt her college life was basically over. The person involved deeply regretted. If only every day she'd listened to me. Diligently reviewing and studying ahead. She'd already passed grad school exams herself. Why need the guaranteed spot? Knock knock knock. The office door sounded. I released Summer, then stood up, opening the door. Summer, hurriedly fixing her messy hair. Looking dazed, leaning on the sofa. She felt like her whole self was about to collapse. Seeing that exhausted appearance, I turned to the principal, Principal Wong. Earlier I was just joking a bit. Just maintain normal teaching methods. No need adding burdens to the school. Because of my lazy sister. Principal Wong smiled, nodding. Actually earlier, he was just cooperating with my performance for fun. After all, Summer and I are family. Intervening would just make both sides hate him. Hearing me say so, Summer suddenly felt the whole world brighten again. She was like a black crow, rushing to cling to my back. I knew you still love me. Won't treat me so cruelly. I love you so much, little Luke. Today you carrying little sister. Meeting those beautiful girls. I'll help you hide it from her. Pie Luke. Let's go. I carried Summer, following the principal. Going to where the famous bloggers gathered. Glancing around. The people before me only looked slightly better than ordinary people. Nothing like the dazzling appearance in videos. You're the blogger, Riverside Luke, right? Sign for me. Indeed. Riverside Luke is barbecue chicken. Luke bro. Is the person on your back your girlfriend? Summer climbed down from my back. Coughing lightly, then saying, I'm his sister. Also his manager. The principal clapped once. Today Luke's schedule is quite tight. Let's quickly finish filming the video. In most scenes, I just needed standing still like a log, waiting for people to approach and interact. These bloggers had already practiced many times before. Movements and expressions all very skilled. Looking at the people before me, I unconsciously thought of Lily. If I'd known, I'd have let her skip class coming with me today. After all, there's still Amber Lee helping her catch up. At most tomorrow night I won't play games. Spending time teaching her. Before transmigrating, I nearly became a tutor. High school knowledge wasn't a problem for me. The filming lasted until dusk, finally officially ending. Others immediately crowded around, wanting to invite me to dinner together. I looked at my watch. School probably dismissed already, so declining all invitations. Then walking to the tree shade video calling Lily. Less than 2 seconds, the call connected. Lily's aggrieved face appeared on screen. You said you'd come back quickly. You broke your promise. Beside her was Amber Xie. He stared wide-eyed, surprised. The person all day radiating. Strangers stay away, aura like Lily. Yet just one video call and I'd already softened her. I smiled lightly. It's all fourth sister's fault. Otherwise I'd be home by now. I'm nearly an hour late. Summer interjected into the frame. Little sister. Little Luke is slandering me. Clearly he deliberately filmed with innocent female students. Even pretending to mess up several times. That's why it dragged until now. On screen, the scene of Summer and me crowding to talk made Lily's face immediately darken. Brother, what fourth sister said about you filming videos with innocent female students. What's that about? I glared at Summer. Just now she promised keeping it secret for me. Now she's already turned to betrayal. I coughed lightly, explaining to Lily about filming videos this afternoon. Though Lily still wasn't satisfied. She still nodded lightly. She asked me, brother, when will you come home? Standing beside her, Amber Xie interjected. Luke, if you can't make it back, I can help take Lily home. Don't need you taking her. Lily huffed lightly. I glanced at Amber Xie. Then sternly reminding Lily, can't talk to others like that. After all, he just means well. Lily pressed her lips, saying softly, but, if he takes me home, won't you come home very late? Hearing her say so, Amber Xie finally understood why I cherished this little sister so much. I scratched my head. This little one truly knows acting cute. Who can resist? I coughed lightly, then reassuring her, won't. I'm preparing to leave now. But didn't you say you wanted seeing the university campus? Now let me show you a bit. I drove slowly through campus, finding beautiful scenery spots to stop, opening the camera to record surroundings. Simultaneously, I also retold for her what Principal Wong introduced this afternoon, for Lily to hear. She watched the scenery on screen, hearing my voice sometimes smooth, sometimes choppy. In her heart felt both warm and empty. Brother, I don't want seeing the campus anymore. I just want you coming home quickly. I looked at the darkening sky. All right. Coming home right now. Tonight don't eat too many dishes. Can't waste food. Lily nodded, then drive carefully. The video just ended. I glanced at Summer sitting in the passenger seat, asking, does this place have any specialties? Let me buy some to bring home for Lily to try. Just hearing about food, Summer's eyes lit up. In the Haogai district there's a food street. The roasted pork knuckles there are super fragrant. Aren't there easy takeout dishes? Can't bring roasted pork knuckles home. I frowned. Thought you'd introduce some pastries. Light snacks for girls. All heavy items? Are you eating or not? Considering your hard work today, I'm treating you, Summer said generously. I thought a moment. Seems the first time going to Amber Lee's house. That night she ate 4 whole pork knuckles. Fine. Let's go. Chapter 165. Comprehensive Energy Replenishment. The car shot along the highway in the night. Inside the car, 6 roasted pork knuckles emitted intoxicating fragrance. Arriving before Amber Lee's door, Amber Xie wore a pink apron. Opening the door, I recognized this apron. I'd also worn it before. I'm washing dishes helping Aunt. Amber Xie blushed. I nodded, raising the bag of roasted pork knuckles. Today I went to Riverside University. Heard 4th sister say the pork knuckles there are delicious. So brought some back for everyone to try. Entering the house, I went to the study door knocking lightly. Inside came several rustling sounds. Lily ran out blushing, jumping up hugging my waist tight. I glanced inside the room, seeing Amber Lee, also blushing no less, curiously asking, are you two really studying? Studying. Amber Lee turned away, eyes looking at the wall corner. What study makes everyone's faces so red? I looked at them both suspiciously. Walking into the room, glancing at the desk. On it was a pile of stacked homework. Looking normal, nothing strange. I again looked at the little one, clinging to my waist, seeing Lily's eyes sparkling clear. Blinking at me, I shook my head lightly, holding out the pork knuckle bag, even specially separating 2 for Amber Lee. Seeing her look at me puzzled, I explained, I remember the first time eating here. You ate 4 in a row. Actually, this was the first time I'd seen a girl who could eat 4 entire pork knuckles. Very impressive. Amber Lee blushed even more, bowing her head eating quietly, occasionally stealing glances at me. Never expected. I still remembered these small details. After distributing pork knuckles to both, I again found Fiona, giving her the remainder, incidentally asking about today's work situation. Fiona happily told me. She worked with another aunt at the security booth, both chatting all day without boredom. Her spirits, clearly much better, compared to previous days huddling in rooms watching TV. Returning to the living room, I saw Amber Xie bowing his head gnawing pork knuckle, smiling asking, how is it? Good? He nodded. I thought you'd bring pastries or some dessert. Oh right. Yesterday you said blogger Riverside Luke would post a new video today. Still haven't seen it posted. I froze. Today's video. Riverside on the other side is still editing. Don't know if they'll finish sending the complete version tonight. If they can't post tonight, will you punish me? Amber Xie shook his head lightly, speaking coldly. Rich people often boast about their wide connections. But when encountering problems, can't help at all. He suddenly seemed remembering something. Asking me, if I really punish you, would you have to go to the hospital? My face immediately stiffened, eyebrows frowning together. No. Love truly makes people hurt. But ultimately, the one hurt in you two's relationship. Why is it me? Amber Xie used his fingertip to twirl a strand of his hair. With long hair like this, probably sister hasn't seen yet. He suddenly clasped both hands before his chest, looking up praying, hoping Riverside Luke won't post a video tonight. That would be wonderful. He'll have an excuse to teach that jerk a lesson. Plus can meet fairy sister again. He looked at his watch, discovering it was nearly 7:30 p.m. His house had a curfew, Seeing I'd returned, he said, "Then I'm leaving first." Finishing, then pausing slightly. Turning to look toward the study. Then saying, "Your sister isn't talkative, so you don't need worrying about anyone chatting her up. Today there were quite a few people taking advantage of your absence trying to approach her. But she radiates a strangers stay away aura, making everyone afraid to chat. Truly that cold type." Cold? I frowned slightly. In my head only images of Lily appeared, with her soft sweet voice calling me brother. I shook my head lightly. Truly someone raised by Tiger Jr. Can't judge people accurately at all. After seeing Amber Shea off, I messaged Summer, asking about video editing progress. But before receiving her response, Lily had already finished her pork knuckle. Happily running to me, she rested her head on my stomach, mouth still mumbling softly. I patted her head asking, "Not continuing studying?" Usually at Amber Lee's house, stay until about 8 p.m. before leaving. Now still about half an hour. I finished my homework, Lily smiled. Then why are you lying here lazily? I'm praying for today you run out of energy. Replenishing energy for you. Lily's sweet voice rang out. Hearing this, I felt my heart melting. I hugged her close, gently pinching her cheek. Don't see anything cold at all. Then let's go home early today. I said, yes. Going to our home. She burrowed her head into my chest, taking a deep breath, arriving home. The living room was completely empty. Derek's company matters were resolved, but to catch up on delayed project schedules. My father, Kenneth Liu plus Zachary, were all busier than before. I held Lily's hand going upstairs. Returning to my room, just opening the door, already hearing keyboard clicking in the game room. I pushed the door open, seeing Summer sitting cross-legged before the computer, mouth still gnawing a piece of pork knuckle. She turned looking at me, complaining, "Why so late? I've been waiting forever." Then turning calling, "Little sister, come here. Yesterday we didn't pass the game's final level. Let's continue playing today. You don't know how excessive your brother is." I treated him to roasted pork knuckles. Yet he ordered 7, ate 1 on the spot, packed 6 to bring home, while eating, also taking. Too excessive. I stared at her dumbfounded. Didn't you already return to school? Why appearing here again? Don't tell me you really got expelled? Summer, triumphantly waving the USB drive in her hand. I came back to give you the video. When Riverside University edited the video. Already had a template. Just needed inserting your footage. And done. When we two finished eating pork knuckles. The school side was nearly finished editing. Are you primitive people? Don't know how to send files online faster? I sighed helplessly, with such difficulty finally seeing Summer off. Blink and she's back again. She shook her head, voice chipper. Tonight after posting the video. The principal fears netizens won't support it. Then can't find you. So gave me a week off. Get to stay with little sister another week. Happy? Don't worry. I won't ruin you two's sweet romance. Just pretend I don't exist. Chapter 166. Rice Fragrance and Puppies. Heal all wounds. I took the USB drive from her hand. Starting to re-edit the video. Content basically same as the template. Just the people filming together. Compared to ordinary people, only slightly prettier. Thanks to filters and color correction, looked much more dazzling. I felt about to be overwhelmed by the video's fakeness. Nothing needed adjusting further. I opened my TikTok, scrolling down to the comments section, randomly selecting 20 accounts that cursed me before, screenshotting those insults, attaching them to the video's end. Then I posted the Riverside University promotional video finished editing on TikTok, also tagging Riverside University. Additionally, I also trimmed the video I'd filmed at the rural school. Then selecting 20 more new accounts, posting both together on TikTok. When finishing both videos, I saw Lily had already changed into her nightgown. She washed her face and combed her hair quickly. I also stood up heading to the bathroom. Just over 20 minutes showering. The view count on both videos I posted already exceeded 1 million. Is this Riverside Luke helping Riverside University clear its name? It's almost college exam season. Perhaps Riverside Luke Doesn't want that blogger's incident affecting students' futures. Riverside University is one of the top 20 schools nationwide. Professional capability is already very strong. This song is truly so healing. I've been gutting fish at the supermarket for 10 years. I thought my heart had become cold as the knife in my hand. Never expected it could still melt today. I remember those childhood days stealing fruit from orchards, being chased everywhere by the guard dog. Those days were truly unforgettable. Didn't they say we could donate books to the kids? Where's the donation link? Can I donate my child I don't need anymore? Only used 9%. Will Pai Luke accept it? 2 videos using the same song yet fitting so strangely well. The video's ending showed screenshots of insults I'd received. Those curses, when placed under this gentle background music, became even more satirical. Exactly like hired workers in the city, always enduring unreasonable blame and judgment. This very thing highlighted the peaceful beauty of rural childhood in the song. Brothers, time for action. Swords out. Join me in battle. Target locked. Let me curse freely. After showering, I saw Lily and Summer still concentrating playing It Takes Two. I opened my phone, finding cute puppy videos, then editing them together, adding background music, rice fragrance. The whole video looked extremely warm. But this video, I only sent privately to Lily, rather than posting on TikTok. Her phone lit up. She quickly, hurriedly covering the screen. On the screen background still was the photo from Wild Hope Zoo, when she secretly kissed me. Summer only glanced unconsciously, but seeing that wallpaper, her mouth immediately showed a teasing smile. Lily glanced at Summer, seeing the gossipy look in her eyes. Her cheeks immediately flushed. Summer coughed twice, voice full of teasing. Oh my. Why are there still messages at this hour? Which boy sent you a love confession? Lily quickly shook her head. No. I don't have any other boyfriends. I raised my hand, pressing Summer's head down. It's a message I sent. What? Curious. Want seeing the content? Summer blinked her big innocent eyes, curiously asking, just a healing video? Hasn't she been a bit stressed lately? So I sent it to help her relax. If you like watching, I'll send you a copy too. Finishing, I transferred that video to Summer. She opened it. The rice fragrance melody played melodiously, combined with adorable puppy sounds, made her whole body feel soothed. After watching your video, I feel my heart warming up. These puppies are so adorable, Summer praised. Then looking at me continuing, why don't you adopt one, Luke? Me adopt a dog? I was surprised. If I adopt one, Mom and Dad definitely won't agree. Rest assured, I'll save my allowance to buy food for it. Play with it for you every day. She firmly promised. I raised my eyebrows. Playing with it, forget it. You just need cleaning up poop. Summer's mouth twitched, her face showing brief disappointment. Fine. One sentence from you killed all my desire to have a dog. Lily silently finished watching the video, then looking up, rushing to hug my back. Brother, finished working? While watching the video, her face showed no smile at all. I asked, this video isn't healing enough? She nodded. It's healing, but the healing energy was absorbed by fourth sister. She paused, adding, plus I don't like dogs. They wag their tails at everyone. Hearing her words, Summer froze. The feeling of healing energy being absorbed by me made her eyes light up. Looking at Lily's back, her face showed an infatuated smile. Originally that video, initially I only sent privately to Lily, as her exclusive gift, but now I also sent it to Summer. Then that video was no longer uniquely hers. Lily's words just now were actually jealousy. She was lightly blaming me. Summer watched the scene of Lily hugging me tight from behind, shivering lightly whispering, this little sister is so adorable. Too sweet. Now she started wondering whether I understood the hidden meaning in Lily's words. I patted Lily's head. Finding a dog that only wags its tail at you isn't easy. I glanced at the model display cabinet. The wise eyes of teacher came into view. I suddenly remembered her classic line. I hate gentle people, because gentle people are gentle to everyone. But I foolishly thought they were only gentle to me. Hearing me finish, Summer sighed. She shook her head, saying softly, "This foolish brother, truly hopeless." Lily sat down beside me, finding a comfortable position in the space. Then leaning against my shoulder, she said softly, "Just lock it at home. That way it won't see anyone else. Then there's no one for it to wag its tail at." I was slightly surprised. Shouldn't we train it to be well behaved? But thinking again, Lily's solution was strange indeed, but seemed to make sense. I lifted her up princess style. Then sitting down on the sofa before the computer. "Video's finished editing," I said. "Now let's play a 3-player game. Let you two see what Ip Man of Riverside's true strength is. See who's really suffering here." Chapter 167. Unexpected message. After Amber Xie returned home, he took out his phone checking Riverside Luke's TikTok account. Discovering still no new videos, he tied up his long hair neatly, changing into a sports tank top and shorts. Then going down to the basement, putting on boxing gloves, standing before the 100-kilo punching bag, beginning his daily physical training. Each heavy thud echoing, the punching bag swaying violently. He remembered yesterday punching me twice, yet I seemed completely unharmed. Amber Xie found it puzzling. Could he be a hidden master? Though yesterday he didn't use full force. But for an ordinary person taking those hits, would at least bruise for days. Yet I was calm as if nothing happened. After training over an hour, he took a wet towel wiping sweat. Then opening Riverside Luke's TikTok. Seeing I'd just posted a new video, mixed emotions arose in his heart. Both happy and sad. He clicked to watch. The gentle melody played. He nodded to the rhythm, softly singing along to the lyrics. Walking out of the basement, entering the living room, Tiger Xie and Tiger Jr. were sitting on the sofa, intently watching their phone screens. From their phones also came the familiar, rice fragrance, melody. "Grandpa," he called, "you two also like Riverside Luke's songs?" He happily walked closer, thinking at their grandfather and uncle's age. They probably wouldn't like this type of music. Tiger Xie held the phone at arm's length, frowning. This little Luke's song seems lacking something. Back in the busy harvest seasons, old and young all had to work the fields. One person doing 3 people's work. How could it be so leisurely? Tiger Jr. laughed. "Dad, your time was decades ago. This song is clearly written for our generation to hear. When I was little, also chased dragonflies in the fields, climbed mountains catching rabbits, stealing fruit." Tiger Xie huffed coldly, raising his cane hitting Tiger Jr.'s leg hard. "You dare mentioning that? Back then during harvest, did you help the family at all? All day just causing trouble. Daytime, grandparents had to work the fields. Nighttime had to apologize to people for you stealing fruit trees. Losing face for the whole family." Tiger Jr. pulled back his leg, smiling awkwardly. His eyes briefly showed nostalgia, remembering carefree childhood, then suddenly seeming to remember something. He turned telling Tiger Xie, "Dad, isn't little Luke coming to our house this week? When he comes, empty-handed would be strange." Tiger Xie frowned, hand gripping the cane tighter. "If not greeting him properly, then fine. Still planning to demand gifts? Look at yourself. More and more. I'm disappointed. If this were 30 years ago, I'd have made you retrain from scratch." He shook his head looking at Amber Xie, voice slow. "Amber, how far have you and little Luke progressed? Held hands yet? I've arranged everything. Just need you two agreeing. Can go register for marriage immediately. While I'm still healthy. Can help you two watch the kids." Amber Xia's face flushed. "Grandpa, what are you saying? So fast, how can that work?" he asked somewhat panicked. "Grandpa, this weekend, isn't Luke Liu coming to our house for dinner? The person Grandpa calls little Luke. Is he the blogger Riverside Luke? Is he also coming?" Tiger Jr. laughed mockingly. "Good heavens. They're the same person and you didn't realize? Seriously, how are you so stupid? Don't know who you take after?" He suddenly stared at the screen, beginning to compare every detail on my face. The 2 videos Riverside Luke posted today. One segment was filmed before The other wore an outfit Riverside University prepared. That outfit completely different from what I wore today. Initially, he didn't think in that direction. But when suspicion arose in his heart and he compared, he immediately recognized Riverside Luke's true identity. He remembered yesterday, right before me, praising Riverside Luke endlessly, even comparing me with Lily. His face immediately flushed completely. He ground his teeth, then sending me a message. Luke, just wait for tomorrow. He took a deep breath, looking at Tiger Jr. laughing foolishly beside him. Right now, he truly understood why I knew. He was someone raised by Tiger Jr. And though he'd offended me so much, I could still forgive him. Right now, I along with Lily and Summer, we're playing a 3-player fighting game. You can't help Luke. If I lose, I'll reward Luke with a kiss. Summer deliberately threatened. You think I want kissing him? That won't scare me. I laughed. This match I have reasons I cannot lose. Suddenly my phone lit up. Summer reflexively glanced over. On my phone screen was the photo taken at the outdoor barbecue restaurant. Lily's eyes in the photo sparkled with tears. Her cheeks flushed. Behind, blurred lights. The whole frame highlighted only Lily's face. Light also focused on her, making her the frame's only focal point. Summer, accept your death. In the life or death moment, I was completely undistracted, taking advantage while Summer glanced away. I charged to attack, but when my controlled character just approached, Great Demon King, Lily suddenly appeared. A smooth combo made me vanish instantly. I sighed, releasing the controller, then beginning a real attack on Lily. I pinched her cheek, just a bit more, and I'd have defeated fourth sister. You dared betraying me? I trusted you so much. Summer raised her eyebrows. Knew you just wanted my kiss. But too bad, no chance now. Right when she said that threat, I already knew I couldn't win. Lily's face darkened, looking up at me. Do you really want her kissing you? I avoided her gaze, but still speaking sternly. Am I that kind of person? You're falsely accusing me. I just wanted showing her what Ip Man of Riverside level is. Lily huffed, clearly not believing. I shook my head, holding my phone checking the new message. Seeing Amber Shia's text. Luke, just wait for tomorrow. I frowned slightly. What's this kid worked up about now? I quickly replied. Riverside Luke already posted a new video. Posted 2 even, didn't you see? Chapter 168. I hate brother most. I was still wondering what exactly was happening, when 2 little heads, one big one small, simultaneously peeked from both sides. I turned off the phone screen. Light reflecting on it, clearly showing the curious faces of Summer and Lily. Summer smiled mischievously. Luke, fourth sister actually just worries about you. Middle of the night someone messaging you. Definitely not a proper girl. Lily immediately nodded in agreement. Right. Fourth sister's absolutely right. I sighed. He's someone Grandpa Xie introduced. What time is it? Yet you're still speculating? Late at night when it's quiet is the best time for confessions. She sent you some ambiguous message, right? Summer widened her eyes. Let me see. Just this once I'm asking you. A once-in-a-lifetime request. Saying this, she grabbed Lily beside her. Actually you want seeing too, right? Lily looked at me with pitiful eyes. But still nodding firmly. I felt helpless. Pinching her cheek lightly. Being used by fourth sister and don't even know it. Truly hopeless fool. I worry later you'll be sold off. And still help them count money. Lily smiled brightly. Hugging my arm shaking lightly. Won't happen, because I always have you beside me. I shook my head. This innocent nature makes you easy for people to lead astray. I reopened the phone. Messages between Amber Xie and me were just 2 lines. Both glanced once and saw everything. Summer lightly tapped Lily's head. Why would you suspect your brother of cheating? Do you know how sad that makes him? Lily quickly denied. It was all sister Summer wanting to see. I silently withdrew from the sofa, stuffing a hug pillow between them. Watching 2 beautiful girls playing together. Indeed more interesting than any entertainment. The pillow suddenly stuffed in their hands. Summer and Lily. Both froze momentarily. They looked at each other. Eyes directing at me, the empty-handed one. Daring to divide our sisterly bond? Then don't hope for mercy. We sisters have deep affection. Together we'll defeat this traitorous brother. Finishing. Summer immediately jumped over the sofa, charging straight at me. Lily also quickly chased after, both lunging at me. After a chaotic wrestling match, Lily had pinned me to the bed, while Summer sat on both of us. She raised the pillow high. 30 years east of the river, 30 years west. Don't look down on poor young maidens. At noon you pinned me on the sofa, right? Now I'm returning it double. I laughed, while patting the girl, lying pressed on my chest. Lily, why do you always betray the revolution at the right moment? You little traitor. Lily also pinched my cheek back. You wanted dividing me from fourth sister. Fourth sister is good. We are justice. Beating means beating the villain like you. Summer giggled. After playing around a while, she looked at me, then asking, though Grandpa Xie said so. But you definitely don't like that girl, right? She glanced at Lily. If I truly liked that other girl, yet still this intimate with Lily, wouldn't be different from a certified jerk. Times have changed. Number longer the era where children sit where parents place them. I smiled. Summer shook her head. True, now parents can't force directly. But they'll keep saying it. Until they force successfully. I have a roommate. Every day gets calls from parents saying, back home they found a matchmaker. Telling him to quit school and go home to marry. Hearing those calls, even I feel suffocated for him. Hearing this, I suddenly remembered my past life being urged to marry. Each time my parents said only if I married, they could feel at ease. But I never understood that, at ease. What exactly did it mean? I thought a moment. Seems Dad once said wanting before Grandpa Xia's house to buy land, then build a plaza, gathering neighborhood ladies into a wellness dance team. I laughed. You know, since childhood I never met my grandmother. Grandpa is also old now. Should have someone to chat with. Hearing me say so, Summer paused slightly, then silently, raising 2 thumbs up in praise. Looking at the clock, she reminded us not staying up late. Then leaving the room. After Summer left, the room atmosphere quieted considerably. Lily and I glanced at each other, both feeling, finally the extra person left. Simultaneously, smiles bloomed on our lips. Lily crawled onto the bed into my arms. I skillfully wrapped one arm around her waist, other hand holding the phone, resting on bent knees, creating a natural phone stand. However, this position had one drawback. When scrolling TikTok, if encountering videos with girls dancing, it would automatically skip. According to big data analysis algorithms, TikTok now began suspecting I'd escaped the lower class. Even videos of children dancing became rare. Suddenly, a new message popped up in the upper corner. Wendy Liang. Luke, are you asleep? These past days, she every night sent me several messages, as if trying to revive memories from when I was her emotional hunting dog. I opened the message, typing back, already asleep. Lily glanced at me, raising her hand touching the phone screen, scrolling through chat history between me and her. Recently, almost all were messages Wendy Liang sent me, while I only replied perfunctorily. Scrolling up further, the content completely reversed, full of messages I'd sent Wendy Liang. Words hoping she'd reply, even, including eternal vows. Looking at those lines, the surrounding air seemed to turn bitter. Lily's tears lightly fell on the screen. Seeing those drops on the phone, I panicked completely, quickly using my sleeve to wipe her tears. I truly didn't expect, seeing I'd once been such a foolish, infatuated person. Yet she could feel this heartbroken. I was really stupid before, wasn't I? I laughed, asking. Lily shook her head. She said chokingly soft, brother, why didn't you treat me well a bit sooner? She turned, suddenly pinning me down on the bed. Her little head kept lightly bumping against my chest. I hate brother most. Hate you. Hate so much. She took a deep breath. But I also like you so much. Chapter 169. I am the villain. The next morning, When I woke up, feeling severe shoulder pain, I didn't know how long I'd comforted Lily last night. Also unclear when she fell asleep. Only knew all last night, I was pinned under her. The entire time, half my body stiff as stone. I went to the bathroom washing my face. Lily saw me then huffed. Then turning away elsewhere. I could only smile wryly. If saying last night she was angry. Because of pitying my foolish past. Then this morning, her anger. I truly couldn't understand. Could it be both pitying and angry I didn't cherish myself? I shook my head. Truly a girl's thoughts, impossible to guess. The more I thought, the more confused. But even if angry, when washing face, she didn't avoid me. After washing, I entered the dressing room. Just removing my pajama top. I suddenly noticed on my shoulder appeared a neat row of teeth marks. Lily, I shouted, running from the dressing room. Pointing at the bite mark on my shoulder. What's this about? Lily panicked, covering her eyes. But her big round eyes, still secretly peeking through finger gaps. Both cheeks flushed. I realized something was wrong. Quickly putting my shirt back on. When I finished buttoning my shirt, covering my 8-pack abs, she dared lowering her hands. Then turning away, huffing softly. I walked over, gently pinching her cheek. Don't think you can pretend not knowing. Tell the truth. What happened to my shoulder? I don't remember being bitten by mosquitoes. How can someone bite others while sleeping? Lily rolled her eyes, avoiding my gaze. Actually, last night at midnight she woke up, remembering I'd once sent many messages to Wendy Liang. Suddenly felt angry again. So she bit my shoulder. Initially planning to bite me awake, then pretend sleeping. But bit until her jaw was numb. I still slept like the dead. I didn't bite you. She quickly denied. Must be mosquitoes. My mouth twitched. I again pinched her cheek lightly. Do I look that stupid? Better if you said. Fourth sister snuck into the room, then bit me. That sounds more reasonable. Lily's eyes immediately brightened. Indeed, you're smartest. Discovered the truth right away. I lightly pinched her cheek. Do I seem easily fooled? Lily rolled her eyes. Acting cute. It's your fault. Last night bringing back those pork knuckles so delicious. I dreamed of roast pig. Have you ever seen a roast pig this handsome? I laughed. Fine, I'll let it go this time. Now clean up. We still need going to school. Arriving at school, Lily and I arranged our sleeping area. Then I took out my phone playing. I saw last night Wendy Liang messaged me again, saying she knew her mistakes. Hoping I'd forgive her, I suddenly remembered. Before, Wendy Liang confidently wrote me $100,000 IOU. I opened the desk drawer, finding that paper. Looking at the clock, tomorrow was the payment deadline. I reopened our chat window. These past days, her messages kept increasing, occasionally, even sending daily life photos. Now I finally understood why Wendy Liang's attitude suddenly changed so fast. I never expected her to pay. Just wanted giving her a small lesson, scaring her a bit. After all, $100,000 for an ordinary high school student was an impossible sum. How could she manage it? I looked up toward the classroom door. Right then Wendy Liang along with Drake Long walked in, shoulder to shoulder. When catching my gaze, she quickly looked elsewhere, while Drake Long raised his eyebrows provocatively, as if saying, "The girl you pursued all year without success. I only needed a bit of time." I glanced lightly at Wendy Liang, looking at the IOU in my hand, then looking up at Drake Long. The foolish investor finally appeared. Suddenly I remembered. After all, I'm the villain in this story. Time to do some villain-worthy deeds. Should make things difficult for the male lead. Help him and the female lead increase their bond. That's the proper role. In the original story, Drake Long, besides being lustful, had virtually no other flaws. As long as I make things difficult for Wendy Liang, surely Drake Long will step up defending her. Just that. With an IOU like this, Drake Long might not believe it. After all, that amount was depreciation money for gifts I'd bought for Wendy Liang. Thinking a moment, I messaged Wendy Liang. Remember the IOU you wrote? Wendy Liang froze slightly, turning to look at me, biting her lip answering, remember. But I don't have that much money. Those gifts were originally from you. I already returned everything. After all, we once truly loved each other. Can you just let it go? If you want something else, I can accommodate, even treating you to dinner. These past days she actively contacted me, wanting to mend old feelings. Partly because remembering the days when I cared for her bit by bit. Partly because of the IOU hanging over her head. She hated not being able to return to the past. To strangle the idea of listening to Charlotte Zhang writing that IOU. Without her instigation, perhaps everything would be different now. I looked at the message and couldn't help laughing. This girl truly dreams beautifully. Wanting me to forgive a $100,000 debt, then also demanding treating me to dinner. She thinks I'm an easy pushover? Haven't you been quite close with Drake Long lately? I replied to the message. Just sent, then seeing it was read. Wendy Liang turned glancing at me. Her lips curled into a slight mocking smile. Seems he's jealous. That's why using the IOU to threaten me. She thought, if you don't like it, I can stop talking to him. After all, between him and me, it's just fake anyway. Luke, classmate, I know I was wrong. Can we go back to how we were? She confidently messaged back. I sighed lightly. Talking with Wendy Liang always feels exhausting. Never expected the original owner could patiently bow and scrape to someone like her. I truly admire him. I mean, Drake Long has money. You two are so close. Surely he'll help you pay the debt. When the time comes, the money he gives, we split 30-70. Luke, you're truly despicable. What kind of person do you think I am? Wendy Liang angrily scolded. 30-70, 100,000. I'll definitely pay back classmate Drake Long. From now on, let's not talk anymore. Chapter 170. Villain genes begin rising. Seeing Wendy Liang's message arrive, the creditor changed from me to Drake Long. I truly didn't know whether to cry or laugh. No wonder the original owner was played by her like a spinning top. I looked up at Wendy Liang. Seeing she'd already stood up, walking to Drake Long, eyes reddened. Even her shoulders trembled slightly. Looking exactly like a pitiful, delicate flower. The two didn't know what they were discussing. Wendy Liang seemed about to say something, then stopped. Then she returned to her seat, bowing her head, softly sobbing. Drake Long stood up, glaring at me fiercely. Then pulling a chair to sit beside Wendy Liang, gently comforting her. Seeing the scene before me, I couldn't help raising 2 thumbs up. This soft bind tight restraint move. She truly mastered it. Worthy of being an emotional drama expert. Lily somehow had already put down her book, smiling at me. When I noticed that gaze, though she was still smiling, I felt somewhat chilled inside. Brother, now you feel uncomfortable, right? Do you also want comforting classmate Wendy Liang? Lily asked meaningfully. I startled, shrinking my neck. Didn't dare think, didn't dare speak. She pouted. Do whatever you want. After all, I'm just your sister. Can I even stop you? She pursed her lips, voice full of resentment. Seeing her cheeks puffed up, like a little hamster, I really wanted reaching out to poke lightly. That earlier statement was clearly sulking. How could I not understand? But before I could touch, she already turned away, huffing softly. I looked down, seeing her hand clenched tight under the desk. I reached out, grasping her hand, wanting to intertwine our fingers. But she held tight, refusing to let me in. After much effort, I finally slipped into her hand gaps. Yet her fingers remained straight, stiff, refusing to intertwine with mine. I smiled lightly. If you don't want holding hands, then fine. Then sighing softly, I decisively released Lily's hand. The suddenly released hand made Lily's eyes instantly redden. Before tears could fall, I felt a strong force suddenly from my waist and knees. My whole body lifted off the ground. Don't move, she warned me. Otherwise I'll get angry, brother. You're mean. Before I could react, she huffed lightly, then resting her head on my shoulder. Immediately after, she bit hard into my shoulder. I used one hand hugging her waist, other hand supporting her back, watching Lily still biting my shoulder. I was somewhat dazed. Last night, did you also bite like this? No, Lily quickly turned away. Both cheeks flushed. I only dreamed of roast pork knuckles. I glanced at the wet shirt spot. Smiling lightly, the bite marks are quite symmetrical. Hearing me talk nonsense, she curiously looked at both my shoulders, whispering, "You're tricking me. I can't even see inside." I lightly tapped her forehead. "This morning you saw everything. What damage to me? If others find out, I definitely can't get married anymore." Hearing this, Lily nodded seriously. "Brother, I'll take responsibility for you." We looked at each other, then both laughing at the childish behavior. I turned looking ahead, Drake Long and Wendy Liang, still performing their romantic drama. I patted Lily's head. "Listen, I know you're afraid of me falling back into the pit. But you don't need looking down on me so much. Someone smart like me, how could I go back to old grass? I'm someone with glowing charisma." Lily mimicked me, also patting my head then huffing. "You're no different from a stubborn donkey. I don't care about you anymore." I set her down, taking out my phone, showing her the message thread between Wendy Liang and me. My mouth saying, "Absolute trust." But her hands still quickly grabbed the phone, clearly very eager to see. "Actually, that I owe you. I never planned collecting. Just now there's a fool willing to pay. So let him pay," I said. Lily looked at the screen, then looking up at me puzzled. "Brother, why do I feel you seem to really hate Drake Long?" "Of course I hate him. At the hospital, if not for me knowing some medicine, our whole family would be in his grip. Plus, he once flirted with third sister, then tried courting Amber Xie. Now even daring to comfort Wendy Liang. Clearly a complete scumbag." I gestured with my lips. "In stories, those who are both promiscuous and unsuccessful, usually called villains. So we must be good people, defeating the great villain." Lily nodded, then curiously asking, "What if he really succeeds?" "If he succeeds, he's the male lead, while I become the lovable villain character, specializing in ruining his harem." I smiled, then pinching her cheek lightly. "Stop being curious. Now repeat after me. Resist scumbag men. Starting from me." Lily smiled, raising her tiny fist, softly repeating, "Resist scumbag men, starting from me." When we were still happily chatting, Drake Long suddenly charged over, voice full of anger. "What did you do to Wendy Liang? Don't you see? She's crying nonstop? I never expected, just because I talked with her twice, you'd get jealous. Can't have her, so want destroying her?" Before I could speak, Wendy Liang ran over, pulling Drake Long's sleeve. "It's not like that. Nothing to do with classmate Luke. It's my fault." She wore a light blue spaghetti strap dress, paired with white leather shoes, the skirt hem just reaching mid-thigh, her long slender legs clearly visible, looking like a little fairy. Drake Long looked at her reddened face, swollen eyes. Justice in his heart immediately flared. He patted her wrist lightly. "Wendy, I know you're kind, but you can't take all the blame yourself. Definitely Luke relying on his rich family. Then bullying you, right? Say it all. I'll definitely help you." I frowned, watching the scene, like watching an old melodrama. But strangely, had a feeling, bizarrely harmonious. Thinking a while, I reached a conclusion. Perhaps because the villain genes in me rose again. Seeing the male and female leads standing together makes me want helping them along. Chapter 171. Explosive Acting.